Hello everyone, and welcome back to the stream. Give me just 1 second here. I'm updating a couple things real quick. We'll be on here for a while, guys. I don't know how long we'll be on tonight. It just depends on if storms initiate or not. We've got some severe storms crossing into Texas here in a few minutes, but so far, things are underdone a little bit, or not underdone, but are holding under than what was forecasted. So, we're going to see what happens. They've got these supercells exploding through West Texas around between now and about 1 a.m. So if that happens, then we'll have a pretty busy night. If that does not happen, then we won't really be on here all night. So we'll just see what happens. We'll talk about kind of update what's going to happen for tomorrow. Tomorrow's still really uncertain, honestly, depending on, what happens with tonight's severe weather setup. Just really still concerned, not concerned, I would say concerned, but not really as concerned as what we were looking at earlier this morning in terms of today. Hold on one more sec, y'all. Trying to get this updated here, and it's not wanting to update. Yeah, I'm gonna get to everybody's questions here in just a second. What's up, Connor B? What's up, Crystal? Crystal, good to see you guys. Okay, I'm here, guys. Sorry, I was doing a couple things. Alrighty, guys, let's talk about what's going on here. So the other storms that we were basically covering for about 6 hours today are risk zones that are placed up into the Northeast and down into Florida. Those are no longer existing, I should say. They're there. They're going to be there until 7 a.m. because SPC does not update again until basically 1 o'clock in the morning here. So not too worried about the Northeast or anybody up here. So we can really cancel this out. And then cancel. You guys can't even see my screen. Hold on a minute. Might help if you guys are able to see my screen. There we go. As I was saying, we can cancel this risk zone out here, and then we can cancel this risk zone out here, and then this one. This is going to be where we're focused out for tonight, is down here into Texas. So everywhere else is good to go. If you are not in Texas tonight, we're really not going to be talking too much about you guys. This is going to be where majority of the severe weather risk is going to be for tonight. So we will we'll be doing that there for you guys. Yeah, guys, make sure we're respectful in the comments, please. So, yeah, make sure you guys are respectful in the comments. That's all I ask. Make sure y'all are doing that. We got a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. I will mention, so far right now, we're not really seeing too much in terms of intensity with these storms. 1 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds here for Sonora, Texas. This is just south of El Dorado. This storm's really just not. It looked a little bit more impressive a little bit ago. It's not doing much. They're falling apart, which is quite interesting. So I wonder if we have a pretty strong capping inversion that's keeping this at a down low right now, which is quite interesting. Going back over here into western or eastern Texas, not eastern Texas, eastern New Mexico and West Texas, these storms look a little bit better. We're gonna have to look. We're really gonna have to wait and see what this cold front does as it pushes east tonight. I'm not really too concerned right now in terms of what we're seeing, but the models have this big flare up of supercells in and around the I-10 corridor really within the next 2 hours. So if that does not happen, we'll call stream at 1. If that does happen, then we'll clearly be on here a lot longer than what we're expecting. Oklahoma, you guys are going to be fine tonight. I'm not worried about you guys. Low in marginal risk up towards like the Altus area. But other than that, Oklahoma's going to see a lot of rain. This is strictly going to be a Texas event tonight, and that's what we're going to have. So just kind of going and looking at what we do have a tornado watch. It's out till 4 a.m. There it is. Sanderson, Del Rio, Midland, San Angelo, Junction, going up towards Hobbs here. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. DFW guys, we'll talk about you guys here in a little bit. You're going to be tomorrow, really more towards the morning hours. You'll see some storms coming through in the morning. Intensity wise, we don't quite know what's going to happen. I can say if you're in DFW, an isolated chance at a tornado, some damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and some hail 1 to 2 inches in diameter will be possible. In terms of timing right now, the timing is really hard to kind of figure out, and that's going to be due to just storm mode potential. What are we going to be looking at? We don't know yet. So Heather, thank you for the rose. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you. So we're going to see how this unfolds. This watch is out till 4 a.m. right now. Let's take a look at our surface observations and see what we're looking at. Yeah, just don't got a lot of convection here, and the models do have this blowing up pretty quickly here between now in the next 2 to 3 hours. So we're gonna see if this verifies. We're gonna see if the HER and the NAM verify today. And then there you go, storms moving through DFW. This doesn't look too bad tomorrow morning. This will be around 5 to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning going through DFW with a line of storms potentially. So we'll, like I said, it's all gonna be dependent on what happens through tonight. And then tomorrow we'll have to see, you know, lots of heavy rainfall, a chance for a couple tornadoes tomorrow, some damaging winds, some large hail. Tomorrow is really downtrended pretty quickly in terms of what it was showing yesterday when we got on here. So as of right now, I wouldn't say I'm too concerned about tomorrow. I'm concerned, but not too concerned. Concerned. Like I said, we're just gonna have to see what happens. The models are models. The models don't do too great with this. We do have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings here in eastern New Mexico. If you're out in front of these lines of storms, Midland, Odessa, you know, just be mindful here. This line of storms is going to be approaching. I do want to watch this one supercell that we've got here coming towards Kermit, Texas. This one could be something interesting if it latches onto a surface-based outflow boundary here, and we can get the potential for this to happen. I will mention, guys, if any storms can become surface-based tonight, there is very significant tornado parameters. And what that means is if we get a materialized outbreak of supercells or multiple supercells, those are rotating thunderstorms that produce large hail, damaging winds, and, you know, tornadoes, I would not be able to rule out an isolated strong EF2 plus tornado tonight, just given the parameter spaces that we have. But that's if storms can become surface-based. So that's really going to be the biggest thing we're going to be watching in this area. You can kind of start to see a couple little blimps of some storms trying to pop up. Are these actually going to happen? We don't know. So if you're in this tornado watch, Midland, we've got Pecos, Fort Stockton, Crane, Big Lake, Odessa, San Angelo. All of you guys are in this watch here. Just be very, very mindful. I really don't know what's going to happen with this, guys. The models are really, really hardcore on the next 2 hours, this exploding into just this insane event tonight. So we're going to see if that happens. We're all going to witness this together tonight. I would like to sleep tonight, so hopefully this does not happen. But the models have been really consistent with this today, and we've been kind of waiting. Late initiation is really hard to get across portions of Texas, and that's usually due to lack in instability or just different things. We'll just have to see what happens. This will probably be the first big supercell event that I've seen in quite some time, if this does verify tonight. But so far, most of these storms have fallen apart, especially down out here towards open area in Texas. Let's see here. Instability. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Once again, guys, please be respectful in chat. I got mods in here. You'll get muted and blocked if you're rude. Be respectful. It's not that hard. This is an area to keep people safe in, give y'all weather information. If you're new to the stream, welcome in. I do appreciate y'all for being here. We've already done a 6-hour live stream today. We were on from 3 o'clock this afternoon to about 9 p.m. Tonight. We got off. It took an hour break, and then we're back on here again. So be respectful is all I ask. If you're going to be respectful, not be respectful, you'll get kicked from the stream. It's that simple. You don't hurt my feelings. You don't hurt anybody else's feelings. So we're here to keep you guys safe tonight, as always. Guys, if you're on TikTok as well, we're also live over on YouTube. You guys can check out my YouTube. It is linked in my bio. If you want a better chance of seeing your questions answered, you guys can hop over there as well. But I've got my weather team in here helping answer questions. So once again, Dallas, Texas, timing could be as soon as 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, could be as late as 7 or 8 a.m. So it's all going to be dependent on what happens in West Texas. These storms that develop tonight in this risk zone are going to work their way east through the morning hours. And then tomorrow we have a whole other risk zone. And we'll talk about tomorrow's risk zone here in a little bit once it updates. I don't want to give y'all old information, so. Yeah, watches and warnings will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen here. Like I said, we do have some pretty large hail up here near Lovington, New Mexico. So we're gonna watch this about 1.25 inch hail. I think there's, let's check our hail icon here and see. Yeah, potentially maybe 2.5 inches in there in terms of the hail size. Yeah, Midland, Texas, you guys are in the tornado watch. So yes, there's a chance for a couple tornadoes potentially in your area. May or may not happen, but the potential is there. Also, large hail up to 3+ inches in diameter and damaging winds for tonight. That's really the watch box area. Outside the watch box, we just quite don't know yet what's going to happen. Yeah, Madison, I'm not a fan of the nighttime storms either. I would rather be covering this during the daytime, but the weather chooses. We don't get to choose, sadly, which is what sucks about it. So, Hobbs, you got a severe thunderstorm warning off to the west of you here. 1.5 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This looks like a squall line coming through right now. A very slow-moving squall line, to be exact. So, this will be coming towards Jow, Hobbs. We've got potentially Andrews here. These storms are moving at about 28 miles per hour due northeast, so very, very slow movement. I wouldn't be shocked to start to see these storms develop some rotation once they move into Texas. We just don't have a radar site that's really going to be able to give us a point at what we're looking at here. Let me see. Let's see what we're looking at. Maybe the radar will load. We'll see. Guys, if you are in this pink polygon, so I mean this out of absolute respect because I know there's going to be a lot of you guys in stream tonight. If you're in this pink polygon, we need to know where you guys need to know where you live at geographically on a map here. But if you're in this pink polygon, this is what's called a tornado watch. This is out, meaning conditions are favorable for large hail, damaging winds, and a couple of tornadoes, maybe even a strong tornado potentially. So that includes Midland, up towards the Interstate 20 corridor here, onto San Angelo. We've got Crane, Pecos, Ozona. We've got Acuna. We've got Hobbs. If you're in that pink watch box, this is the area that we are focused on now. This is until about 4 o'clock in the morning. We could see a couple tornadoes, some damaging winds, and some large hail in that area. Outside of that, right now, it does not look like storms are going to be an issue until after 4 a.m. If the Storm Prediction Center needs to, they will extend this tornado watch. It will more than likely get extended as we get closer to the 3-4 o'clock hour Central Time. So right now, we are focused on western and southwestern Texas, Dallas, Abilene, Texas, Wichita Falls, Waco, Austin, San Antonio. You guys are going to be after sunrise tomorrow morning. So if you guys have questions about other states other than Texas right now, those questions will probably be answered by my weather team in the chat. I'm not going to cover that right now because there's not risk zones for anybody else other than what's happening here tonight. We will have Louisiana and southern Arkansas and Texas, eastern Texas tomorrow under the gun. And then after that, guys, we have 4 days off from severe weather. So today, let's get through tonight, let's get through tomorrow, and then we're pretty much done with severe weather until next corridor as well. Just something to make note of there. I need to smush this down just a little bit so you guys can see. There we go. I forgot that I had that switched over. Guys, Midland, Texas is not expecting a tornado. So I want you guys to understand something. You're not guaranteed a tornado when you're in a risk zone. The risk zones that are out tonight are a 2% and a 5% tornado risk within a 25-mile radius of a given point. So every time you go 25 miles in a risk zone that's got a tornado probability on it, it's a 2 or 5% chance every 25 miles. Now that may sound very small, but when you add bigger areas, or the bigger that risk zone covers, the higher chance of there being a tornado in that risk zone. It doesn't mean you're going to get one. The watch doesn't mean you're going to get one. It just means you need to be mindful that there is going to be severe weather that could produce tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail. So if you're in Midland, you're not going to get guaranteed a tornado. That's not what that means. I've seen a couple people asking about that. Also, guys, do not spam chat. You'll get muted. Do not spam chat. It's that simple. I am one person only, and I can only answer so many questions at once. So yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell what this means. We'll go back here to the radar here in Midland. Yeah, so I know a lot of you guys are in Midland. It looks like your storms are probably going to start to initiate here pretty soon. We've got some little bubblers popping up here, which, you know, we're just kind of waiting for storm initiation. We've got storms off to the west here that are holding hail and wind criteria. Not anything tornadic right now. That can change. Odessa, you're in the same boat. Potential for severe weather overnight tonight. Big Lake. I mean, anybody that is in a shaded risk zone could see the potential for some severe weather tonight. Yeah, guys, I want to mention there is the risk zone that's up here in New York. This is already over with for today. This is already done and over with. We're not going to see any more severe weather up here tonight. We're not going to see any more severe weather down in Florida tonight. That's already over with. That was earlier this afternoon's update. The Storm Prediction Center does not update again until 1 a.m. So this will change once 1 a.m. gets here. So we're just focused on Texas tonight. This is where all the severe weather is going to be at. We are starting to see a couple little pop-up storms. These are going to potentially grow upscale pretty quickly as well. So we're going to have to see how quickly we get these storms to intensify. That's really going to make or break tonight's severe weather setup. If these storms can become surface-based, I will mention, guys, just looking at our tornado parameter space right now, I want to show you guys this because this is really gross to watch. These are our volatile, violent tornado parameters right now. If any storms can develop in Southwest Texas in this environment and become surface-based, we will have the threat for a potential strong tornado tonight. That's what I'm concerned about. If a storm can become surface-based instead of being elevated and only producing wind and hail, this could be a huge issue for Southwestern Texas tonight if that does happen. Now, is that going to happen? We don't know. The models, like I say, have a pretty big explosion of supercells between now and about 1 a.m. We're just kind of playing the waiting game, waiting to see what's going to happen. We're watching the storms over to the west. That's not really going to be the main event. It's going to be what happens in this area going through the next couple of hours. So lots of inconsistency and just not really a lot of confidence right now in terms of what's going to happen with this. So we're going to be here to get you guys through this as always. 605 Chaser, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the gifts. Very, very much appreciated. Yeah, Connor, I'm going to look at it on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I've seen it advertised, and I've seen it looks pretty interesting. I'm very hard to change when it comes to moving to different weather like apps and stuff. So we'll see. I'll give it a whirl and see what it looks like, but I'm very picky when it comes to stuff. So that I'm partnered with people already, so we'll have to see. Once again, guys, please do not spam the chat. I'm not going to answer your question if you're spam. That's not how that works. Be respectful in the chat. I've got my weather team in here answering. They're going to do their best to answer y'all's questions. I'm going to answer questions when I can. But we've already done a 6-hour stream today too, guys. So I'm a little bit tired, just a little bit. But we're going to be here to keep you guys safe. That's the goal. What's up, MK? Good to see you over there. Hail percentage for Odessa is 30% hatched, meaning 30% chance within a 25-mile radius of seeing hail over 2.5 to 3 inches in diameter. If storms get going and these storms do pick up in intensity tonight, I wouldn't rule out a 4-inch hailstone tonight somewhere. Yeah, I wouldn't rule out at all. But right now, these storms are very much elevated. Starting to kind of notice, like I said, I want to watch down here in Fort Stockton to see if this storm gets going or not. It's going to be a very long night, guys. It's going to be a very, very long night. So be patient, buckle up. I would, if you are in Southwest Texas and you're in that level 3 enhanced risk, Rock Springs, Junction, Ozona, San Angelo, Big Lake, Fort Stockton, all the way up to Midland, Odessa, and Eunice and Kermit, yeah, I would have your cars and belongings covered up outside if you're able to. That would be a very smart option. I do want people to know, guys, just because you're in a risk zone, once again, does not mean you're guaranteed storms. Some people may see storms tonight, some may not. The risk zone does not 100% guarantee you're going to see severe weather. Hopefully nobody sees severe weather. But at the end of the day, the higher the shaded color, marginal, slight, and orange in the enhanced, the higher up you go, the better shot you have of seeing severe weather and significant severe weather. So it's very complicated in terms of that. So this is our most intense storms right now. Here just south of Lovington, New Mexico, down here through Hobbs, Eunice, and Jow. You guys are about to get your storms here. Pretty decent damaging wind event. Like I said, it's really not even a squall line. You've got embedded supercells in kind of in this quasi-linear line here. So that's allowing for some damaging winds and some large hail. I have not seen anything tornadic yet. Could this start to become tornadic here soon? Potentially. We're starting to see, I believe our low-level jet is kicking in. Let me look at our latest run. I think our O3Z is coming in. So we'll have to look at this here in a second. Where is our low-level jet at? Yeah, so this doesn't really intensify until about 1 to 2 a.m. So we still got about 2 hours left before we're really at peak intensity with our low-level jet. This helps basically enhance the tornado potential just a little bit. Yeah, are you able to see hail on radar? Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, we have some pretty strong winds up here in near coming into Hobbs. Let me look at the... Interesting. This might go tornadic soon. 1.5 inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds. I wouldn't also be ruling out some 70s in there. Yeah, definitely looking at some 70 mile per hour winds. So if you're in Hobbs, Eunice, can't get my states right here. New Mexico. Be mindful here. This could get upgraded to 70 mile per hour winds. The radar is kind of estimating about 71, 72 here. So this would be headed towards Hobbs. The storms were moving at about 20 miles per hour. So pretty slow. Yeah, I bet the wind is crazy. You're going to get some hail with that and some lightning. So you guys can see also, hail is those lighter blues. You guys can see those blinking color shades there. The white there, the blue. When we start to see black pop up, that's significant hail. Right now I've got little icons placed out that kind of show where we're seeing those hail detections at. Sometimes these are accurate. Sometimes they're a little bit off. But most of these storms are producing right at 1.5 to 2 inch diameter hail. So not anything too big right now. It's when we get up to 10.5 to 10.5. 2.5 size or higher, so... Is that Avon I see in here? What's up, Avon? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you hop in. I appreciate the lightning. I meant to get... now that you're in here, I can give you a follow back on TikTok. I appreciate you, bud, for hopping in. If you guys don't follow Storm Chaser Avon there, eventually at some point here, I'm hoping to have him chase full time for us. I'm super excited. That's going to be something down the road that I'm working with him on. So make sure y'all give him a follow. He's pretty cool. Somebody wants to pin his comment too. That'd be super awesome. I love to support my weather team, my storm chasers out there, my lovely meteorology friends. I got you, bud. Every time. I will do it in a heartbeat. Listen, I don't care about gaining traction. I've got the traction. I want to make people that have smaller accounts bigger. That is my goal. Me and Connor both love to do that. I promise. So what's the best weather app? So personally, my preference in terms of like your actual just general standard weather app, probably AccuWeather. In terms of like a radar app, you've got Radar Omega. I use this software called WSV3. It's unless you have a really good graphics card or your computer can handle really good software. This is the account that I use. I'm actually partnered with them, which is super, super cool. And then you've got Aguacero WX is a new model website that just came out here recently. They're pretty cool. We're also partnered with them. And then we've got, like I said, My Radar, Radar Omega. There's a bunch. There's a bunch in the App Store you guys can get. There's so many new, there's been like 3 new weather platforms that have came out that I've seen that I haven't even looked into yet. There's WeatherWise, and then there's a couple more that just came out too that I'm gonna have to take a look at. Yeah, keep me updated, Avon. I'll keep you updated as well. I think that's gonna be really interesting. I was looking at the Euro and then the GFS this afternoon too on it, and that negative tilt trough looks pretty decent, and the instability that's gonna be there as well. I think we're gonna have a pretty active stretch of severe weather. We got to get through this next. We can get through today and tomorrow, and then we'll get a break for a couple days. Which, thank God, I'm ready for a 4-day break. I'm ready for it. And then we can get back into this again. I just need like 4 days off. This has been relentless. The amount of severe weather we've had since, I would say, since March got here has just been back to back to back to back to back to back to back. We've probably accumulated like 300 hours of streaming within the last 2.5 months. I'm not even joking when I say that. It's been relentless. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I appreciate it. Yeah, so right now, guys, we're watching Odessa, Midland. Your storms are off to the west here. You got to cell possibly trying to develop to the south of you here. Right now, you guys are okay. You're in a tornado watch till 4 a.m. Just be mindful, be weather aware here. The potential for a couple of tornadoes. Can't rule out a strong tornado tonight. If storms can become surface-based, the atmosphere is actually pretty significant in terms of tornado potential. We're just going to have to see if storms can, in fact, grasp onto that or not. So... yeah, like I mentioned, guys, Hobbs right now, you guys are about to get some pretty significant winds. I'm waiting to see if they're going to upgrade this to 70. I think our tornado count, I'm going to double check, but I think our tornado count this year so far has topped last year's. I think it has, or at least it's right on track with it. So, Avon, thank you for all the gifts, but I appreciate you. You know you don't have to do that. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. Allie, that's freaking exciting. Let's go. Yeah, guys, really, really quick while I've got a bunch of you guys in here before things pop up. We just dropped our merch open on the store last night. If you guys have not checked out my official merch shop, here you go. Here's my official website. The link is in my bio. You go to the Mesomat merch section here. We have officially dropped our merch last night at 10 p.m. Rochelle is literally adding, she's my significant other. If you guys don't know, she is adding literally new stuff to the shop every single day. I'm not even joking. She's made all of this from scratch. We've got the photograph sticker. We've got a lot of the t-shirts. We've got a Jenny Purr t-shirt. If you guys don't know, it's my cat. Just a lot of really, really cool stuff on here. Phone cases, Mezzo t-shirts. I mean, it's endless. So lots of really cool stuff coming. If you guys have not checked out the merch shop yet, definitely do that. She has made, my lovely significant other has made all of this stuff from scratch. She has busted her butt over this for the last couple of months, and I absolutely appreciate everything she's done. Make sure you guys give her some love and definitely go check this out. It's very, very, very much appreciated. So just a lot of really, really cool stuff coming out with that. So far we've got 11 orders that have came in just within the last 36 hours. So all right. So once again, guys, in a broad view here, like I said, we've got cells that are refiring off down here just south of Interstate 10. San Angelo, you're in a tornado watch. Midland, Odessa, you're in a tornado watch. If you're in this pink area, guys, I mean this out of love and respect because there's so many of you guys in here. You guys gotta know where you live at on a map, okay? If you're in this pink watch box here, this means conditions are favorable for tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds until about 4 a.m. If you're outside of the watch box going towards San Antonio, Austin, Waco, Abilene, Dallas, your storms are not going to be until after 4 a.m. Dallas, Fort Worth, your storms will not be until after 5 or 6 a.m. There'll be a pretty nasty line of storms. It looks like it's going to come through potentially with a low-end tornado risk, some damaging winds, and some hail potentially. So we're focused on Southwest Texas for tonight. That's where we're going to be at. Everywhere outside of that, we'll start to discuss as things get going. And as I mentioned, there's our 70-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warning upgrade, and that is going to be headed towards, I believe that is for Hobbs. That's what I was just mentioning on the radar here a second ago, was that upgraded wind speeds. I'm so excited, Allie. I hope you guys like it. I really do. Like I said, Rochelle has put so much into it. I really hope you guys like the merch. It's freaking awesome. So there's that new. Okay, so the new warning actually came out for Jowl and for Kermit. So this supercell, it's embedded in here. You guys can see that little notch hook echo that's developing here. That is your hail core. This actually might be potentially surface based here soon. This could actually drop a tornado potentially down the road. Let's take a look at our spin. So this is for golf ball size hail and and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, and there is a little bit of spin potentially developing with this as well. I don't know what the radar is doing. That's a little bit wonky. There we go. Yeah, there is rotation with this, so I would not be shocked. And it is tour possible, so this might actually be our first tornado warning in West Texas tonight. If you were in Kermit or Jowl, Texas, that is Western Texas here. If I were you, this is a tornado possible tag. Severe thunderstorm warning means it could produce a tornado. We're also looking at 70-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball size hail. So this could be producing a tornado pretty soon. And just by the looks of what this is giving us right now, that is your rotation. I would not be shocked to see a tornado warning issued on this here pretty soon. And let's check and see if there is a CC on this. There might actually be something here potentially. Yeah, this is a little bit, I get so wonky with this here. Let me double check here. Yeah, there might be a CC here potentially. Yep. So we're going to see if this gets upgraded here to a tornado warning. Yep, so Kermit and Jowl, Kermit, Texas, Jowl, New Mexico. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. So if you guys are new to the stream, guys, we do focus on warnings first. Outside of that, I'll discuss areas once warnings are not happening. We want to keep people safe that are in warnings first, and then like I said, we'll discuss other areas afterwards. They've also got a 3-inch hail marker on this, so I would not be shocked to see this PDS warned severe weather-wise as well. Tornado is on the... Okay, so, okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. There's definitely a debris signature there with that. I don't know why they're being slow with the National Weather Service with this tonight. What are we doing? Yeah, that's going to be, I believe, your CC right there. So once again, guys, Kermit, Texas, and Jal, New Mexico. If you were in those two areas, please be seeking shelter now. Please, please, please. I don't know why this is not tornado warned yet. This is actually insane. Go back and look at this here. Yeah, there's definitely something here. Yeah, this is going to go towards Kermit, Texas. So, Jal, you'll be in the, Jal, New Mexico, you'll be in the hail core. This is going to go towards Kermit. It's going to go south. Should go east, northeast here. Yeah, no, it did. It crosses Texas and it gets into that favorable atmosphere. I hate the radar is doing this. It's so gross. No, Pecos, you're fine. Pecos, Texas, you're not going to get hit with this storm. This is well to the north of you guys. Oh, the radar is messing this whole thing up. Yep. So once again, Kermit, Texas here and Jal, New Mexico are where this is at currently. Guys, we're also live on YouTube as well, so if you want to head over to YouTube, you can. I'll be able to see comments just a little bit better over there. Pecos, yeah, I probably was pronouncing that wrong. Pecos, yeah. Sorry if I pronounce areas wrong, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, it looked like we had a CC on this here. Like I said, I don't know what NWS is doing with this warning. This should be tornado warned. I hate West Texas because the radar coverage is just not the best over here, honestly. It sucks a little bit. Yeah, the models may be right about tonight, guys. We're already seeing pretty significant development happening down here southwest in Southwest Texas. This is the area that I'm watching for these supercells to kind of explode over the next couple of hours. All right, guys, no false information in the chat. No false information. Unless you're a verified storm chaser or you're a meteorologist, don't be telling me there's a tornado on the ground when there's not. You're going to get muted for that. That's how you scare people. Golly. There's no large wedge tornado on the ground. I hate when people say that crap. They do that for views and it's crazy. I promise you guys, you will know if there is a large tornado on the ground. It's not on the ground right now, no. Right now, we got a Torpos severe thunderstorm warning. I think it should be radar indicated tornado warning right now because there is rotation with this storm. Yeah, guys. Yeah, there is no confirmed tornado on the ground right now. This would be radar indicated rotation. Guys, I am going to this week. I have said this for the last week, and we've not yet to get to do this because we've had weather going on. We're going to make this happen on Thursday. On Thursday, we are going to do a live stream, and we are going to talk about how to read radar, how to read models, and how to forecast weather. For anybody that would like to join that live stream, please join. It will probably be around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. That is what we are going to do, so that way we can all learn how to read radar and forecast storms properly. I'm going to teach that. I'm going to do a one-time live stream and teach that. I think that would help you out, guys. I cannot talk. I think that would help you guys out a lot. Storm is moving east at 22 miles per hour. It is headed towards Kermit, Texas. Here is where that warning is at. If you're in Odessa, Midland, you're in a tornado watch until 4 a.m. Central Time. Your conditions are favorable for tornadoes. It looks like your storms are going to start to initiate west and south of you. Excuse me. West and south of you here within the next 2 hours. I think there's a good chance that Odessa sees storms tonight. I think you guys are going to see storms, yes. Lubbock would be in the same boat. San Angelo won't be until probably closer to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, so it'll be later for you guys. San Antonio will be after sunrise, more than likely. Pecos, this severe thunderstorm warning is to the north of you right now. You currently don't have anything in your area except to the north of you. So yeah, we're watching this cell here. This is my most concerned one. We do have a storm down here that's in Kermit. So Kermit, you're in a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm off to the southwest or to the northwest of you here, but you've got a supercell that's literally developing over top of you, headed into Wink. So if you're in Wink right now, Wink, Texas, you've got about 1-inch diameter hail that's getting ready to come right through your backyard here. And we are seeing an explosion of these storms really get going off of our cold front here, our dry line setup. There is a storm that is trying to develop just west of Pecos, but currently right now, not anything severe warned. All right, let me go back here to our storm relative velocity real quick. Yeah, this is so choppy because of the radar. Oh, I hate the radars here in Texas. They're so annoying. So Hobbs, you've got 70-mile-per-hour winds headed your way. Lovington, New Mexico, you've got a severe thunderstorm warning to the north of you for 1.25-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Most people tonight, guys, if you're in West Texas, you're probably going to see some hail. It's going to happen. Damaging winds will probably be a big factor as well. Are you going to see a tornado? That's still yet to be determined. Some people may not. I hope nobody sees tornadoes tonight. Make sure y'all pay attention to those pinned comments. My weather team is in here, giving y'all literally the exact same information that I'm going to say to you guys. So make sure y'all pay attention to the comments, please. I appreciate all the follows, guys, all the likes. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. So this will be a pretty interesting night to see what happens. My goal, guys, is to stay on with you guys till about 2 or 3 a.m. We'll just kind of see how things go. See what happens. We do have severe weather tomorrow too, so I would like to cover tomorrow. I don't plan on being on all night unless we physically have to be. Right now, things are about to get really, really wild. I'm really still shocked that this is not tornado warned. This is actually really concerning to me. Potentially 3-inch diameter hail with this, as well as a ridiculous looking hook echo on this storm. It looks like Kermit's storm also might be trying to potentially rotate here as well, or at least attempt to. So Kermit, Texas, and Jouts, New Mexico is what we're watching for this Torpos severe thunderstorm warning. And then we're also starting to watch down here towards Wink and southern side of Kermit here as well for this storm. I'm really impressed that this is not tornado warned here in Kermit. I don't know if NWS is sleeping here tonight or what we're doing. This is concerning a little bit. There's definitely a meso detection with this too. Is there a TVS on this? Okay, I'm not seeing a TVS on that, so that's interesting. Once again, guys, I cannot predict if a tornado is going to hit your backyard or not. That is physically impossible. No person can predict that, not even a weather model. So, just if you're in a risk zone, if you're in a watch, be weather aware. That's all I can tell you. Sanderson needs to watch out. I was down here looking at you guys here a second ago. Where is that? Yeah, Sanderson, you got a storm to the north of you. As of right now, nothing outside of where you're at. So you're good right now, but you're in that watch till 4 a.m. I still think they need to put tornado warning on this storm. Let me go back here and look at our mesoscale real quick and see. Golly, we've got 4,000 Cape. 4,000 Cape sitting down here in southwest Texas. That is just volatile instability right there. Ridiculous instability. So you can see kind of where your dry line setup is. It's a very small dry line. Doesn't go that far north, so pretty sharp, riggedy dry line here. Pretty decent amount of instability. So these storms are going to initiate, and they're going to pull that instability to the north as the overnight goes on, allowing for storms to progress east-northeast. Yeah, we'll see that instability drag east. I wonder if some of these storms move out of the instability and actually lose steam, which would be interesting too, but it's all dependent on models and how they handle this. Here's kind of a rough estimate, guys. If you're wanting a timeline, here's our latest HER model run. So here we go. The models, once again, just have an explosion of supercells, and these produce significantly large hail, damaging winds, potentially tornadoes, maybe even a strong tornado. This is where I'm really watching. This cell right here, down here, just was that east of Sanderson, has been popping up for a good couple of hours today. Really wanting to track its way long track. So we're going to have to watch and see what this, if this initiates or not. Like I said, models are models. They're not going to be 100% accurate. You guys know that. This is just kind of a ballpark estimate of where storms are going to initiate. And then here we go. Some people may see storms, some people may not. This goes through about 4, 5, 6 a.m. By the time sunrise gets here tomorrow, if you're like in DFW, I'm not even confident we're going to get any severe weather in DFW tomorrow. It's going to be all dependent on instability and timing. If we get a mess of convection coming through tomorrow morning in and around DFW, you may just get some rain and some rumbles of thunder and some wind and some small hail. I'm more concerned south of DFW, down here towards like Killeen, Waco area, Temple area, because if these storms that develop down here in West Texas tonight can stay surface-based, we could get a couple long-track tornadoes moving through central Texas around 6 and 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this is potentially on the table, not 100% certain. If you're up here in Oklahoma, you're just going to see rain mostly, not any severe weather up there. And then after that, once again, I think tonight is going to steal the show. I'm not really 100% certain on what's going to happen tomorrow across East Texas, into Central Texas, and into Louisiana. If anything happens, maybe a brief spin-up tornado, some large hail, and some damaging winds, but this looks to be mostly just general thunderstorms and rain tomorrow morning through to midday. So we're, like I said, it's tomorrow's forecast, guys, is all dependent on what happens overnight tonight. If tonight is bigger than what's forecasted, we may not get anything tomorrow. If tonight's lesser and storm convection doesn't initiate too well, then tomorrow could be bigger. It's a 50-50 shot of there being something or nothing tonight, and the same for tomorrow. No meteorologist is going to be able to spot on tell you what's going to happen with this scenario. These Texas sharp dry line setups are very unique, and most times not. They either bust or they boom. It just depends. So, we're going to have to see what happens. Like I said, I'm not convinced right now with tomorrow's setup. I'm really not. We may not even cover tomorrow. If it just rains all day, then you guys may not see me tomorrow. We'll just have to see what happens. It's all going to be dependent on the setup. So we'll see what SPC does with our update tonight at 1 a.m. So I will say though, just looking at this is our tornado parameters in southwest Texas right now. They are maxed out. They do not go higher than what the mesoscale is showing right now. Like, they are maxed out. So if we get a storm in this area that becomes surface-based, we are going to have a problem tonight. This is not something that is going to be good if that happens. Hopefully that does not happen right now. Storms are struggling, but if a storm can become surface-based, we're in a world of shit down here in southwest Texas if that does happen. And this really goes up and down the whole dry line here. So hoping and praying that does not happen, but this could be a very, very interesting night. I wouldn't even rule out an EF2 plus tornado in this area, regardless of what the risk zone considers. This is just looking at mesoscale at this point and kind of going from there. But this could be quite interesting. So we will see what happens. We'll see what happens. Just looking at surface observations right now, dew points are kind of all over the place. We got some upper 50s, some low 50s, some 60s here. Temps are in the 70s. So you can clearly see where your warm front is basically at. It's pretty much existing. It's very small, but it's there. That this warm front should start to lift north as the night goes on. But these nighttime setups are quite, you got to have a lot go right for these nighttime setups to verify. So, like I said, it's all dependent on what these storms do. So, We got a new severe thunderstorm warning finally on this storm down here. This is going to be for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We've got McCamey, Upton County Airport, Bakersfield, and Girvan, Texas here. This is going to be here along Interstate 10 is where this warning is at. Most of you guys, if not everybody, should know where you live on a map. If I call your city or your town out and you're in a warning, please listen. Please seek shelter if you're in a tornado warning. It's not that hard. These are overnight storms. Overnight tornadoes are known for having higher fatality rates than daytime storms, and that's because people either don't listen or they sleep through them. So please, if you are issued in a warning, please seek shelter, listen. It's not that hard. It's not worth not being ready to go over. So we will see what happens. Both of these storms here in north of Kermit here towards Jowl and the one in Kermit. So we've now got a severe thunderstorm warning for 1.5-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds for Kermit, Texas and Wink, Texas. None of these are producing significant hail quite yet, so at least as of right now. Still starting to see a little bit of some rotation still. Those blue colors mean a little bit more inflow or outflow, and inflow coming in there with the orange, outflow with the blue. This is what's called gate-to-gate shear. This is a really cool tool that this app has, or this software has, where I can actually see more in depth on where that confined rotation is at. Just a little bit easier to see. All of these storms, guys, are moving east-northeast. Same motion. Should be around same motion. The storm in Kermit still looks really impressive. This is really interesting. This is concerning. In and around Jowl, New Mexico, this is very concerning. Very, very strong inflow with this storm here. Sorry, that's outflow, my bad. That's strong outflow. I read that wrong there for a second. Yeah, definitely lots of hail in this storm. You can see that beautiful, beautiful hook echo. That is a gorgeous hook. Yeah, Avon, that's what I was thinking. The models have really done a pretty decent job so far at showing this. At least the Her and the Nam were showing something along the lines over here. I wouldn't be shocked to see, and we both know when you get a storm to the south of it, that helps rotate that mezzo a little bit better. So I wouldn't be shocked to see this storm go. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at all. 100%. These storms are going to be fed off of outflow boundaries from other storms that are in and around the area to help enhance the rotation. So if we get an EF2 plus tornado out of this tonight, would be off of the mesoscale, I would definitely be thinking. At least that's just kind of my thoughts on it. Low-key, just a little bit. Kind of what we saw last week, too. Last week was so interesting as well with these mesoscale days. I mean, all of these tornadoes that happened last week in West Texas were fed off of outflow boundaries. It's always interesting to watch how these events unfold. Go back here and look at velocity. Yeah, that's not showing up too well. I always have to use storm relative velocity. There we go. As of right now, this looks like it's outflow dominant, but I think that'll change eventually here soon once the low-level jet kicks in between now and about 1 a.m. Yeah, most of these storms, guys, are moving east-northeast at about 20 to 30 miles per hour, so pretty slow storm motion. Not anything too crazy. Yeah, you can definitely see where this is definitely trying here. I want to see a little bit tighter of a couplet to really get a potential warning issued out of that. I hope West Texas is on their heels tonight and ready to go for this. Yep, I wouldn't chase it either. If I chase, it's gonna be. I want something discrete by itself. I'm very picky when it comes to that stuff. I'm not like, credit to all the storm chasers that do this 100%, but I would never put myself in between a split supercell. That's asking for a recipe for disaster. If I was Reed Timmer, maybe, and I had an armored tank to drive in, maybe, but Sorry, not doing that in a Prius. Not happening. Not doing that in a Prius. I agree 100% with you on that one, bud. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Mesotank win. Eventually, at some point, I would love to have a car built at some point to storm chase in. I storm chased a little bit last year here. And if you guys don't know, I'm from Western Kentucky. So we've had a lot of interesting events just this year alone. Last year, we had a little bit more severe weather, potential tornado events that happened. A lot of them that actually sort of kind of verified. But eventually, at some point, once I do get a new car down the road, I would like to start storm chasing more again. I'm still going to cover stream and do this for you guys, but I want to start storm chasing again so badly. I miss it. I miss it so much. I have a spot in central Indiana that I go to every single time, and it verifies almost every single time. Princeton, Indiana is like my go-to spot. If there is severe weather in Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky, I go to Princeton, Indiana every single time, and legitimately, I'm not even joking, it verifies. It even verifies when I'm not there. Like, that is my spot that I go to. I've seen some wild-ass stuff in that town. Doug, what's up? Good to see you in here, bud. Good to see you in here. How are you? I hope you're doing well, bud. Yeah, like I said, I want to do this again at some point. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be some time. Like I said, we've got the kiddos. Me and Rochelle got the kiddos here. We've got a lot going on, so I can't just up and chase when I want to. Yeah, very very busy season. Doing good. Just working and doing overtime here. This is my full-time job. Although I don't get paid for it, it's not fine though. I'm not worried about that. I love doing this though. I love it. For you guys that do not know, I am not a degreed meteorologist. I have tracked storms and done severe weather coverage for 8 years, 3 years full-time. Well, this will be technically almost my 3rd year full-time on here. So yeah, the only money, if I get monetization, guys, it's from views on my TikTok videos. That's it. I'm almost monetized on YouTube. We're getting to that point. But no, there's no paycheck that comes in from this. This is just volunteer. This is my full-time job, making content for you guys. I literally sit at this computer desk 15 to 20 hours of the day, looking at models, forecasting weather, putting videos together for you guys, and being on live stream and doing this for you guys. We cover all 50 states. We'll be here for hurricane season, which literally is about to start ramping up here soon. We've been here for this whole entire season. Like, we're ready to do this. I've got a full weather team. I've got storm chasers that are going to be eventually here down the road. There's a lot of really good things to look forward to on this channel. Like, there's a lot of you guys that have watched since 2 to 3 years ago when I first started this channel. It's grown tremendously, and I'm just beyond appreciative of where this has gone. You guys as the viewers as what's made this channel grow, and it's been just an absolute journey, and I love it. I'm still in school for meteorology. I'm technically a year 3. There's just been some struggles with some things. So right now I'm technically not in class right now. Am I going to go back and get my degree finished? We'll see what happens. It'll just depend on some different things. But regardless of that, I'm full-time here covering for you guys, and that's what I like doing, and that's what's going to continue to happen. So, Malachi, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you there, bud. Thank you for all the gifts. It means a lot, guys. All donations go towards either stream upgrades or in general just my school funding. So it's very, very much appreciated. Y'all don't have to gift. Y'all just being here, tapping the screen, and doing y'all's thing is what I appreciate most. Y'all are awesome. So I appreciate my storm chasers, my meteorologists out there. Y'all are awesome. Very, very big shout out to you guys. I look up to you guys tremendously. Seriously. I always do. I am in contact with lots of meteorologists in and around here in the Ohio Valley where I'm at. I've got lots of good friends that storm chase as well. So I love growing my friendship and my weather family. It's awesome. Super, super awesome. I'm very passionate about this. Wanted to be a meteorologist since I was basically 3 years old. I'm not even joking when I say that. It's not just I know a lot of kids grow up and they're like, hey, I want to do weather, but this is something I've consistently been doing for many, 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 many years, even before I moved here and met my significant other. So thank you for the gifts, Malachi. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very, very much. So. Alrighty, guys. Let's get back into this here. Enough talking about me. You're all not here to listen to me talk. So about myself. So, like I said, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings all over the board here. 60-mile-per-hour winds for a lot of these. 1.5-inch hail. If, like I said, if these storms can become surface-based, a tornado is not out of the question. But I really think right now, just kind of what we're seeing, it looks like most of these storms are going to be large hail and damaging winds. I wouldn't be shocked to see a couple storms tonight produce 3-inch plus diameter hail. Like I said, the tornado parameters are just they're volatile tonight. We've got a pretty explosive atmosphere if these storms can become surface-based. So it's all going to be dependent on that. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate the gifts. I do very much. Doug, thank you for the follow, bud. I just want to say I appreciate you as well for hopping in here. Big shout out to you. Like I said, big shout out to all my Mets out there, my Storm Chasers. You guys crushed it. Y'all are awesome. Keep doing what you guys do. Very much well respected. One of these days we'll get there. We will get there one of these days. It'll happen. Very windy in Kermit right now. I bet it is. You guys are definitely getting some 60-mile-per-hour winds here and possibly even some hail with this storm down here. So, yeah, this is an outflow dominant storm. So right now we're not looking at any rotation with this storm, but definitely outflow dominant. So there will be some pretty gusty winds on that RFD on the backside of that storm there. And then Jowl, you guys are about to get cooked here with this hail. I hate saying that word, but you're about to get a lot of hail here in a minute. You got another cell to the back of it. This is going to be the issue, and I'll mention this now. If these storms stay clustered like this and they can't stay discrete, this is going to make that tornado potential a lot harder to get. You can get tornadoes clearly with embedded circulations, but with these storms kind of clustering around each other, it's going to make the situation a little bit harder to get, stronger tornado potential. So, yes, Pecos, you guys are now under a severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that is literally getting ready to come through your backyard as we speak. So, be mindful of that. Currently, right now, the only storm that was torpos, I believe, was... Let me go back up here. Unless they dropped it already. I think they did drop it. Yeah, they dropped it already. So, we're just looking at hail and damaging winds. I'm going to go back here and look at this mesoscale that just came out. Interesting. Okay, so mesoscale discussion here says a few developing supercells may undergo considerable further intensification through 1 to 3 a.m. Central Time. Interesting here. We're going to have to watch anything. That's what I was showing you guys. The HER model was spitting these pretty gigantic storms out earlier. Up to 3.5-inch hail. Tornado's still looking at tornado threat. Ooh, interesting. This is exactly what I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Supercell thunderstorm initiation now appears underway across the Pecos Valley and into the Del Rio vicinity. A few supercells may undergo considerable further intensification, accompanied by increasing potential to produce very large hail and perhaps a strong tornado or two. And that's going to be due to those stronger tornado parameters. That low-level jet is starting to intensify. So this is where I told you guys, down towards Sanderson and up towards Fort Stockton, we can't rule out an isolated EF2 plus tornado tonight, even though the risk zone does not technically call for it. You don't want to always go off the risk zone. You want to go off these mesoscale discussions and what your environment is actually giving you. So that is what are the biggest of what I'm getting at here with this. So it says intensifying discrete thunderstorm development now appears underway across the Pecos Valley. This is focused with modestly deep surface troughing east-southeast at the surface low, now centered west-northwest of Fort Stockton, where boundary layer moisture characterized by lower 60-degree dew points has spread as far north as the I-20 corridor to the southwest as Midland, Odessa. This is contributing to the mixed layer cape on order of 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. So, yeah, pretty decent amount of instability mixed layer cape-wise. We've also got, says, within further weakening inhibition, strengthening convection rooted within the environment will pose the greatest potential to undergo rapid intensification, supported by both deep, strong layer shear and now enlarged clockwise curved low-level hodographs along a southeasterly low-level jet, 40 to 50 knot around 850 millibars. So our low-level jet is increasing, which makes that tornado threat, like I said, increasing as well. This environment appears potentially conducive for a couple of intense supercells, posing a risk for very large hail and perhaps a strong tornado or two, and that's in southwest Texas. So this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting between now and about 3 o'clock in the morning. I think our strong tornado window is really going to be between now and the next 4 hours. So really, any of these storms in this area right here that can latch on and become surface-based, they're going to have a strong tornado potential and a extremely large hail potential. And I really want to watch as these storms develop down here. So more, I would say, more clustering and more linear convection up here into like northwestern portions of the Texas Panhandle here, I should say, more west southwest. But there will be large hail with this, and these storms are going to also pack a lot of heavy rainfall, so do be mindful of the flooding threat that's also going to be attentive with this as well. So we'll have to see what happens. Hold on one sec, y'all. So pretty cool stuff there in terms of the weather there. Let's go back here and look. Yeah, Pecos, you guys are getting hit right now. You guys are getting some damaging winds, some pretty decent sized hail, not anything too crazy. Like I said, I think once we're at 11, it's 11:36 p.m. So give it about an hour to 2 hours here before I think things are really going to start to get going. I do want to run over a couple things. If you were in a mobile home, or if you were in an area that has like a one building or a one bed and bathroom, whatever it's called, I'm losing my mind for a second. And you get a tornado warning, or like a destructive hail warning, or a wind warning, go to the most inner portion of your home. That's a wall, or a wall. That's a bathroom. That's a closet. Put a mattress over your head. If you've got littles, kids, toddlers, put them in a car seat. That's your best bet to go. We do that with our littles. You've also got a helmet you can put on your head, their heads. Just do anything you can. I know that's harder than say than done, but always be in that mindset, be ready to go. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, clearly you know where to go if you get that. But if you don't have that, definitely go to the most interior wall of your home. That's going to basically save your life. It's proven 100%. So hopefully nobody has to be in that situation tonight, but it's definitely on the table. So we'll see. We'll see here what happens. Go back here and look at velocity. So lots of these storms are outflow dominant, meaning we're not getting a lot of surface-based rooting, which is allowing for these storms to really not become tornadic yet. They look beautiful on radar. They look like they are very classic textbook storms, which they are, but they're not 100% surface-based yet. So that's also keeping that tornado window pretty small. All right. Yeah, I'm just kind of checking these warnings here, seeing what we've got going on. I think the most impressive storm so far is going to be the one that's either in Kermit or the one that's still up here north or just outside of Jal, New Mexico. After that, though, like I said, I'm not seeing anything that's like giving me like crazy tornado vibes in terms of like getting ready to produce a tornado or anything. We're just kind of checking all over the board here. I'll be very interested to see what SPC does at 1 a.m. as well. Let's go back here and look at mesoscale for just a second. That's not what I wanted. Do we have any sin? Do we have any capping right now still? Let's wait for this to pop up. There we go. Yeah, there's not a lot of capping. That's gonna go away here pretty soon if there is any. Yeah, Supercell Composite's going to be, yeah, wow. I don't think I've ever seen a Supercell Composite spitting out 50. That is ridiculous. I honestly think that is the first time I've seen Supercell Composite on Mesoscale show 50. That's very, very high-end values right now. I'm actually going to take a picture of that because that's not something I've seen in quite some time. I think that's actually the first time I've seen that on Mesoscale. That's very high-end Supercell profiles. A little bit more linear the further north you go, but more interesting down towards Southwest Texas. So yeah, and like I said, violent tornado parameters are like maxed out down here in Southwest Texas. This is just, it's not every day you see your tornado parameters maxed out in an area like this. So Preston, thank you for the gifts, bud. I appreciate you. Good to see you in here. Thank you for all the love. I appreciate you. No, guys, Tornado Watch is still out. The watch is still out. We've got a huge pink polygon out here for that watch until 4 a.m. Central Time. This goes just west of San Antonio. We've got Kerrville in that, Acuna, Ozona, San Angelo, Big Lake, Crane, Fort Stockton, Pecos, Carlsbad, Hobbs, Odessa, Midland. You guys are all in that watch till 4 a.m. So these storms are moving at like snail speed. Like we're talking like I could probably go run a marathon before these storms get into Midland. That's 26 miles. By the way, guys, just really quickly, if you were not following me, like I said, I'm a meteorology student here in Kentucky. I'm not degreed, so, you know, take that as you will. Trusted and liked by a lot of people, so hopefully that helps. Hope you guys enjoy coverage tonight. My goal is to keep you guys safe. The team's goal is to keep you guys safe. Make sure you guys are also subscribed to me over on YouTube. We're live here on TikTok and on YouTube tonight. We always go live on both platforms. If we ever lose this platform here for whatever reason in the future, we'll be live in the future here as well on YouTube. So I do appreciate all the love, all the support tonight, guys. We're going to be live again tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know how long I'll be on here tonight. I would like to be able to get a video out to you guys tomorrow morning. I post forecast videos every single day. They're about 10 to 15 minutes long. Just kind of talking about all 50 states, what's going to happen, etc. I do have some really exciting news, guys. Once we get through tonight and through tomorrow, we don't really have any severe weather forecasted for Wednesday, for Thursday, for Friday, or for Saturday. We're going to have a big, basically what's called death ridge that's set up over a majority of the United States. There will still be a little low pressure system cutoff low that's going to be set down over the southeast, giving us some rain, some showers across Florida, etc. But after technically today, Tuesday is over with, we're not going to be looking at any more severe weather until next Monday and Tuesday, and that's where things might return again. So we're going to have about a 4 or 5 day window off, and what I'm going to do during that window is get on here and chat with you guys. If you guys also don't know, I also am a gamer. I like to get on here and I play COD, I play Fortnite, I play a lot of the games that a lot of people play, so we'll do that at this point sometime this week. I also am going to, on Thursday afternoon, I will officially let you guys know the time in my video tomorrow. But on Thursday afternoon, we're going to get on here and I'm going to teach y'all how to look at radar, how to read weather models, kind of all that stuff. We'll just go into really big in-depth on it and kind of do some teaching so you guys can maybe get a better grasp on, you know, how to do things. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you know how to read radar and you know how to understand weather forecasting in a general sense, it's going to help your weather anxiety. It's going to help just in general keep your, you know, keep you knowledgeable of what's going on. My goal is to basically give as many people a heads up with what's going on with the weather as well as teach at the same time. I'm a huge advocate for teaching. So even though I'm not a degree meteorologist, I like to teach. I've been doing this basically since I was a child, I feel like. I like to teach, and that's going to be the biggest thing. I'm very passionate about this. So we're going to do that there. Let me see. I saw some comments here. Yeah, May 13th through May 20th, Doug, is going to be interesting. I'm very interesting. Me and Rochelle are going to be going on vacation back to Asheville, North Carolina. If you guys don't know, I was raised and born in Asheville, North Carolina. I moved up here to Kentucky literally 2 years ago. So my hometown, Asheville, North Carolina, Western North Carolina, got absolutely leveled by Hurricane Helene last year. And I have yet to go down there and see my family. I've got a 5-year-old sister, my mother, my brother, my whole entire family's down there. So we're going to be going down there for my cousin's wedding and going down there for just to see my family for the first time in over a year. At the end of May. So I will not be posting videos and I will not be streaming May 27th through June the 1st. I also have Rochelle.
I just want to say something really quickly. I'm not here to be rude or anything, but I see a lot of people in the comments coming at Mod and the team that he has built, that we have built. They're answering you guys the questions. I'm in there, I'm answering you guys' questions. He has trained us. We are in there answering them. So don't be rude to us when we answer those.
Yep.
We have the same information. He gives us the same information that we give you.
Yep, that's part of the team, guys. Make sure y'all are paying attention to the mods in the chat, weather team in the chat. They're here.
Sorry.
So, nope, you're good. That's Rochelle, guys. If you have not met Rochelle, she is the one that has made all of the merch, all of that lovely stuff. This is my future wife, guys. Soon to be wife. Let's just put it that way. So,
I just wanted to come in here and say that.
She'll come in here and spill the beans when she needs to. We love Roro. She's freaking awesome. Okay. Yeah, guys, just be respectful to the weather team in the chat. They're built. I teach them. They're good to go. This team's been established for 2 years now, so just listen to them in the chat. Like I said, yeah, she's gonna be wife soon. I'm excited. You guys want to know something funny too? I met her 2 years ago in my weather stream. I was doing weather streams, working at a hotel full time 2 years ago, and she came into a stream randomly, and Just like that. I always told myself that I wanted to be with somebody who was at least interested in weather and was in and around it. And so, yeah, she's the one. She's gonna be the lucky one. So she's freaking awesome. So yeah, but yeah, as I was saying though, guys, we'll be gone May 27th through June 2nd. Also, my birthday is June 5th, so we'll be back here a month from today is my 24th birthday, so we'll be doing something for my birthday. Last year, we had to do like 24-hour weather coverage for some severe weather outbreak on my birthday last year, so hopefully that doesn't happen this year, but we'll be on vacation, and then when we get back, we're going to start prepping you guys for hurricane season. We're already watching for a potential, I'm going to use the word potential because I've seen this on social media a lot today, and it's annoyed the living heck out of me. There is a model run that is floating around. It is known as the GFS model. It is a global model. It likes to be what I call generally effing stupid in long-range scenarios. If you guys have not seen it on social media today, we officially start hurricane season on June 1st. We'll probably get a tropical system before then. It happens more times than not. It is spitting out this wild scenario that a Category 3 hurricane is going to head towards Florida on May 20th. If you have seen that post floating around or seen that model run floating around, please do not buy into that. Please do not believe it. I would rather go bet money in Las Vegas in a casino and have a better chance at winning that than this actually verifying. It's not more than likely going to happen. It is a very slim opportunity of that even happening. There could be a tropical system at some point in the Caribbean going in the next 2 weeks. We're going to watch it. We're going to talk about it if it starts to trend. But 7 of the 50+ model runs only agree with that. We need way more to agree with that than what we're seeing. So just kind of giving you guys a heads up. There is the potential tropical storm season or hurricane season could get going a little bit earlier. We're going to watch it and going to see the surface-based water temperatures in the Gulf in and around the Caribbean are warm enough to support potential. We're just going to have to see if something verifies or not. So if you see that post floating around on social media, it is a lot of people that are not meteorologists or do what I do, weather enthusiasts, meteorology students, whatever you want to call it, are posting it to get fear-mongering, to scare people, to make money off of it. Don't buy into that, guys. If you don't hear it from me, if you don't hear it from another Met, if you don't hear it from Connor, for instance, you guys know Connor, he's one of my close friends, basically, my brother. He also streams weather. Also, there's a couple other people out there as well. If you don't hear it from us that are verified and know what we're talking about, don't believe it. It's just that simple. So just want to kind of get you guys in the mindset of that. So, all right, let's get back into this here. Like I said, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings here. We've got a couple here still in Hobbs and Eunice, New Mexico here. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds here. We've also got the storm that was in Jow, as I mentioned, did lose the severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to be due to what's called merging here. We're watching these two cells merge. The storm that is in Kermit also still losing a little bit of strength here. 1-inch hail, 1.5-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Going back here as well, up here toward, this is just west of Jow, 60-mile-per-hour winds as well on this severe thunderstorm warning, and 1.5-inch hail. And then we've got Pecos, and I believe it's pronounced Pyote. I'm going to guess that's correct. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then along Interstate 20 here, just east of Monahans, we've got 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So there is nothing tornadic yet. Like I mentioned, if these storms can stay clustered, that would be a huge plus in keeping that tornado risk down a little bit. So we'll see what happens here. We're just kind of watching radar and kind of discussing what's happening. Christian, thank you for the gifts. JK, thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for all the love. Y'all are freaking awesome. Thank you. I will tell you guys, when it comes to Louisiana and Eastern Oklahoma, I am absolutely horrible with pronunciations. It is starting to get better over the years, but I suck at pronouncing those areas. It is like a disaster for me. I don't know why it is, but it's awful. It is awful. No, it's not. It's getting sort of better. Let's put it that way. It's getting sort of better. Getting there. The parishes in Louisiana are hard to nail. It's difficult. I've gotten better with Oklahoma. We've covered Oklahoma enough to, I think, to get to that point too. So getting better at it slowly. Yeah, so here's the risk zone, guys. Let's talk for a minute. Okay, so here is our risk zone. This risk zone, okay, don't pay attention to up here. This risk zone is already done with tonight. This risk zone's done with tonight, and this risk zone's done with. Those other 3 risk zones are pretty much, the storms are already done with. They've moved out. We're really just focused on this area right here. So right now, we've got a marginal risk in the dark green. Level 2 risk is slight. Level 3 risk is enhanced. The higher up you go, level 1 to 5, the higher, the threat, the higher severity could be. So we're looking at 1, 2, and 3 right now. In that dark green shaded area, we've got a 2% tornado risk, 5% wind threat, and 5% hail threat. That's based off of a 25-mile radius point. So every 25 miles you go, there's either a 2%, a 5%, or a 5% chance of wind, hail, or a tornado happening. So if you think about it like that, not too bad, but in terms of an overall bigger range, there's a pretty decent chance. Level 2 slight risk here, we're looking at 15% wind, 15% hail, and a 5% tor, somewhere in the middle there. And then the level 3 enhanced risk there for portions of Midland, Odessa, Fort Stockton. You guys are going to be in for the threat for 30% hatched 30% hatched hail threat, meaning hail over 3 inches in diameter is possible. Damaging winds up to about 75, 80 miles per hour, and then a 5% tornado risk. So it's based off of probabilities within a 25-mile radius of a given point. So like I said, 2% tornado probability here from eastern New Mexico down towards San Antonio. And this is valid, guys. This risk zone is valid until 7 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. So technically in the morning now. So we're talking within the next 7 hours here. This risk zone is actually going to update. You're going to see here in about an hour and a half, the day 2 outlook changed to the day 1 outlook, and that's due to it updating, but it's still valid until 7 a.m. So that's tomorrow's risk zone. We'll talk more about that once it actually updates and refreshes here in a little bit. So there's the wind threat, small little 15% hatched wind threat there from Midland, Odessa, Fort Stockton. Winds could exceed 75 miles per hour. Outside of that, we're looking at 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, and then the hail threat's going to be the biggest thing for tonight. Hail could exceed 3 inches in diameter. I still wouldn't rule out somebody seeing 4 inches in terms of hail tonight. So we will see what happens. And as I mentioned, that tornado watch that is out currently from eastern New Mexico down here towards the Del Rio Valley area. This is out till 4 a.m. Central Time. This basically just tells us that conditions are favorable for tornadoes. We know that clearly. So don't have an issue with that. Let's see what our 04, or the 04 is not running quite yet. Oh, there it is. We'll go back to the radar here while I let this update. This storm here west of Odessa, so if you're in Odessa, guys, the west side of Odessa is now in a considerable threat tag severe thunderstorm warning for 70 mile per hour winds and golf ball size hail. This storm, if it can stay out in front of this messy cluster of supercells to the west of it, this could be an interesting scenario, but it looks like it's going to go northeast, so we're going to have to see what happens here. But this would have the potential to produce potentially maybe our first isolated tornado risk, but this is going to have to get itself together pretty quickly if it's going to. It doesn't look very impressive right now in terms of velocity goes. There's a pretty nice hail core in there, probably producing some golf ball to lime size hail, but as of right now, we're not getting any rotation out of this. It's concerning enough. So we will see what happens. That's fine, babe. You're good. You're good. You're good. So, guys, my plan right now is we're going to probably stay on here till about 2 a.m. and see what's happening. What I'll probably do is, yeah, we'll stay on until about 2 a.m. If we need to stay on longer and things are going crazy, we will. I would like to get a video out to you guys tomorrow morning early and then get back on and cover tomorrow. I do a lot better cover, and I'd rather cover for you guys all day tomorrow across the Dallas area and all of that stuff. So we'll probably get off at 2 a.m. Central Time. That's here within the next 2 hours. Get some sleep, get back up. I'll get back up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., get a video out to you guys, and then we'll hop back on stream no later than like 9 or 10 a.m. That's my thoughts right now. That way we can cover a majority of the day for you guys tomorrow, because I want to cover this rainfall event too. Louisiana could be underwater. Southern Louisiana could be underwater before tomorrow's over with. You guys are forecasted for like up to a foot of rainfall over there, at least in the Lafayette I-10 corridor. Looks nasty over there. Looks gross. So we'll have to see how that unfolds. Yeah, but if these storms can stay elevated all night long, the tornado threat will be pretty low. We'll just have to see what happens. Is our GFS model runs kicking in yet with this? Ew, did it do our hurricane again? We're going to see here. Did it do it again? There we go. It's gone as expected. We got a little low pressure system. So this is why, big teaching moment, guys. This is why you don't trust model runs 300 hours out. This is the exact reason why. all day today, the GFS model has been spitting out this wild scenario. The 06Z run, the 12Z run, and the 18Z run has been spitting out this wild scenario that next week a Category 4 hurricane is going to head towards Cuba. Watch what happens after about 3 runs today. We get the newest run tonight. This is the newest run that's updating now. And we're back to the real world scenario here where we're looking at maybe a tropical depression in Cuba. Big adjustment there. So once again, for all of the people out there that post these wild model runs and that do this for hype, this is how you get your, what's the word I'm trying to think of here? There's a word for it. I can't think of what I'm thinking of here. Anyways, regardless of that, this is where you get your chops busted here. This is where I cannot stand people that do this. It drives me insane. So just be mindful of what you guys see. We're not looking at a hurricane going into Cuba. Yeah, the fear mongering. Let's just put it in that perspective. Yeah. Whatever respect people have for posting this, they don't have after this happens. So yeah, fact check, whatever. Yeah, exactly. So this is why. I mean, all day today, this was showing a hurricane going into Cuba, and now we get the midnight run. And the midnight run's pretty important. These OOZ, European, and GFS and global model runs are pretty important because they help really give us an idea of the next day's forecast in general. So, yeah. I will mention, guys, 11 out of the last 12 years, we have seen a named tropical storm develop before June 1st. The last year was the only year that did not happen. It waited until June 21st last year. The season kind of got kicked off a little bit later. But we are watching the tropics already. I know that's crazy that I'm saying that. The Gulf is going to be a vulnerable area this year once again, and down here in the Caribbean, we get these storms that spit out of the gyro like we had Milton and Helene do last year. Could be a problem. So we are watching a lot closer to home this year, and we're going to do more discussions on, hurricane talk and all that once June gets here. I'm probably going to wait until we get back from vacation the first week of June to start talking about this with you guys, but that's definitely something we have to watch out for. And I do want to mention as well, just kind of looking at our pattern and see if this has changed a little bit. I mentioned to you guys a break. We're going to finally get a break from severe weather after tomorrow is over with. Here's our pattern. There's our trough moving through. That low pressure system that's been sitting over the Ohio Valley is finally going to leave tomorrow. We'll start to dry things out, get a little bit cooler behind that low pressure moving through. We've got an upper level low that's here. This is what's giving us severe weather tonight and through tomorrow. This low is going to kind of sit here, but I want you guys to see something. We're going to get what's called the death ridge. Storm chasers, Avon, I know you're still in here. Storm chasers absolutely hate this because it doesn't allow for troughing to develop in the plains or in areas that typically see severe weather. So this is going to allow severe weather to basically be kind of MIA for about 4 to 5 days after tomorrow is over with. So you're going to see that ridge that's going to develop here. It should at least develop here. There it is. And then we're going to get a little cutoff low that's going to sit here, probably bring some showers and some storms down here to Texas, the Gulf. But not really expecting any severe weather with that. And then after that, there's your ridge kind of sitting there. I do want to watch on this coming up Sunday. If this continues to trend, I do want to watch for a low end severe weather risk back down here into Sunday. If this low kind of sits here and spins, Florida will get some rain. If you're down in Georgia, the panhandle of Florida, you guys need the rain. You're going to get the rain. You're going to get the rain next week, or at least this coming up weekend here. So be mindful of that. But then ridge breaks down going into next Monday, the 12th, and it looks like we're going to see some troughing return. And this actually brings up the potential for a pretty significant severe weather event going into the 13th, the 14th, the 15th of May. Still a little ways out, but this would be a pretty significant trough. Would allow for potentially a ridge down here to develop in the southeast, keep the southeast quiet after all the rain you're going to get, and then we get severe weather up and over the ridge and around the exit region of that trough. So this could put the plains back into this, the Midwest back into this, the Ohio Valley back into this. We're going to have to see what happens with that going into the 13th, 14th, 15th, and beyond. But I do think severe weather will definitely be on the table, and we'll just kind of see how the troughing, organizes here. Just kind of looking at instability as well. Kind of gives us an idea of, where the energy's at going to be in the atmosphere. And so, instability is pretty much MIA for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, get a little bit of instability returning on the East Coast here. Wouldn't be shocked to see some severe weather down in the Southeast on Sunday. But then we get into next week and it's back. And we're going to see, this is really interesting to me. I know, Avon, I know you're still in here. I definitely know you're looking at this. Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Oklahoma. This would be interesting. Very, very spicy going into late next week. This is about 10 days out. So we're going to watch this. We're going to continue to watch this trend. But this would be our next big severe weather event going into the Midwest and the Missouri Valley going into the middle of May. So this will be what we're going to watch. It's not time to panic right now. But if you're in those areas here, pretty decent. I mean, we're going to be almost in getting closer to June. So seeing instability values pushing, 4,000 plus Cape is not uncommon. When you have very warm temperatures, when the ridge builds, you're typically going to get pretty significant instability values once that ridge eventually, breaks down. You're going to have warm air aloft, and it's going to allow for just ridiculous amount of instability. So 4,600 Cape in central Missouri is not something that's uncommon for. So we're just going to have to watch how the troughing evolves and all of that. But golly, I may have to convince Rochelle to let me take the Prius chasing for this if this verifies. I might have to convince her to let me take the Prius chasing. Yes, guys, I will take a Prius chasing. Best bet. 100%. I would probably have to chase this. So Rochelle, May 17th, we gotta find a babysitter for the kiddos. We'll have to see how that verifies. We might have to go storm chasing in the Prius. That would be something else. That is some wild instability. Look at that. It even goes into the northeast. I mean, this would be a pretty interesting stretch of severe weather if this verifies. So, yeah, I mean, and then it kind of just sits there. So we'll have to watch the evolution of our trough, look at the dew points, look at everything as it gets closer together here. But yeah, that's going to be what we watch for going into next week, guys. But Tesla says no chasing. Hey, Austin, wouldn't that be fun, though, to chase in a Tesla, though? I think it would be pretty cool. Yeah, dew points going into that week, too. Look at the surge. Look at that. So, very supportive for severe weather going into that next week of May. Doesn't surprise me, Laney. Doesn't surprise me at all. 70, is that 70s still? There you go, Avon. Beautiful, beautiful 70s pushing into Missouri here. Missouri, eastern, central Oklahoma, eastern portions of Kansas there will be the hot spot going into that Thursday. And then after that, those dew points will go east. Yikes. Oh my gosh. We're pushing 80-degree dew points on the 16th. That's insane. I mean, granted, this is a GFS, but golly. It is going to be absolutely humid and disgusting as hell if that verifies. Ugh. That is just, like, I can feel the stickiness already, and it's not even here. That is going to be absolutely humid. The relative humidity values are going to be through the roof with that. That is disgusting. It's like the Gulf just decided to make its new home. I mean, this goes up into Michigan. I mean, whoo! Guys, if you live in the Ohio Valley or the Midwest, be ready to go here. This is disgusting. Oh, no. It's like the Gulf just moves. It just decides to move inland. Like, we have the Gulf sitting over top of the United States. That is disgusting. I am absolutely disgusted by that. I need a shirt. New merch idea. That is absolutely disgusting, and it needs to have a finger pointing towards on the shirt. There you go, Rochelle. There's your new merch for the night to do. There it is. See if this does anything. Yeah, it's not doing anything too much on precip, so we'll have to see what that happens. Alrighty, guys, let me get back to radar here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, guys. I got a little bit too spiced and excited for that there. All right, we have probably very gigantic hail ongoing here, getting ready to come into Jowell, New Mexico. So this is a pretty smack dab big hail core here. Wouldn't be shocked to see 2+ inch diameter hail inside that storm there, potentially. I want to watch the supercell that is just outside of Odessa. This is really starting to concern me potentially here. Still might be looking at the potential here for a tornado out of this storm. This is now, where are we at with this? 1.25 inch hail, 60 mile per hour wind. So not quite yet there with that. Very strong outflow winds with that storm complex up there still though too. I think what we're starting to notice is just overconvection, and this, if this continues to trend, overconvection is going to limit that tornado risk substantially. So this is something good that we want to see is overconvection. We're losing the warnings up to the north because of heavy rain. 60 mile per hour winds, 1.25 inch hail. Yeah, right now I like this. I like to see this from a storm chasing perspective. Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not so far on that. Like, that's gross. Hold on one sec, y'all. Okay. Do. Okay. All right, guys, give me 2.5 seconds. I'm going to run to the bathroom really, really quickly because I've drunken nothing but tea all day today. Y'all will tap the screen, talk amongst yourselves, follow if you guys haven't followed, sub on YouTube if you guys haven't subbed over there yet. I'll be back here in just a second. All right, y'all. Let me move back up here real quick. I'm gonna go back up here to the storm that's just outside of Odessa because this is starting to concern me more and more and more here. We're gonna watch and see if this starts to do anything rotation wise. Hold on one sec, y'all. Okay, sorry guys. I am back. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a severe thunderstorm warning here that is just outside of Odessa. That's technically the west side of Odessa. 1.25-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings down here in southwestern portions of Texas towards McCamey and Rankin. All of these are for wind and for hail. We've just, like I said, we've not seen any of these storms be able to become surface-based yet and allow for tornado potential. So as long as this trend continues, wind and hail, wind and hail, wind and hail all night long. And that's really going to probably be ultimately at the end of the day the biggest threat with these storms. I'm not seeing a trend up. And yeah, the models are now seeing that too. Other than this one gigantic hailstorm that's going to move its way into Texas, yeah, the HER model is finally caught back up to the idea of, all right, this may not happen. So if this trend continues, guys, and we don't get too much out of this tonight, and this just starts to cluster, once SPC updates between 1 and 2 a.m., we'll probably call stream as long as we don't have anything crazy going on. That way I can get some sleep, then get back on here, and we can cover tomorrow if we need to cover tomorrow for you guys, because we got a lot of people under the gun tomorrow for storms. I will mention, if you're out for the rest of this watch tonight, like San Angelo, Big Lake, Odessa, Midland, your storms are clearly going to be coming in now. If you're overnight tonight, we're talking like up here towards, let's do this here. Up here into like Abilene, these areas here will probably be between about 4 a.m. and about 7 a.m. roughly, maybe a little bit later than that. It just depends. But we'll wait and see what SPC does here in about 30. Actually, SPC is going to update here in about 15 minutes. So we'll get an idea on what that looks like here once they officially update that risk zone. But right now, I like what I'm seeing. This is good in terms of the tornado potential, keeping it low. So we'll see. If that makes anybody, it's not zero, but it's a little bit lower if clustering happens. All right. Let's see if we've got anything on velocity here. Yeah, I'm still not seeing. I mean, there's a little bit of rotation up here near wink potentially. But that's embedded. That's meso. That might be mesocyclonic potentially. Is a slight risk level 2? Yes. I'm gonna, guys, also don't forget, mark your calendars for Thursday. I am going to do a whole live stream just kind of on teaching risk zones and all that stuff on Thursday. So we'll get on here then and we'll discuss some things, we'll talk about things. So that'll probably be around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. Just depends on a couple things. At least the timing does. I'm Central Time, guys. I'm in Western Kentucky, so I'll be Central Time. I'll make a video about it and I'll talk about it. Oh, I will mention one thing as well, guys. I've been thinking about doing this for about a couple days now. I mentioned this last 2 streams. If there is anybody that is interested in like one-on-one coaching lessons, I am offering for $20 an hour. If you're interested like in specific like actual like learning classes in terms of like photographs or anything like that, send me a message. But for $20 an hour, I'm going to be doing like actual teaching classes one-on-one with people like in a Discord call or in a Discord chat. So if that's something you're also interested in, please send me a message. I will charge for it just because it's going to take a lot of time out of my day to do that. So if you're interested in that, you can message me. But other than that, like I said, I'll continue to teach you guys as much as I can on stream when we're on stream covering all of that stuff, etc. So that's always my goal at the end of the day. So no, I'm gonna keep it low. I don't wanna make it super expensive. 20 is good enough. I'm not trying to make like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make anything off of it. I just want to make it to where people can be able to do it. It's gonna be like coaching lessons with Mesomat, something like that. And eventually, if it gets big enough, then we'll turn it into something bigger. So if you're interested in that, you guys can message me. You don't have to though. It's up to y'all. I do appreciate all the follows, guys. Make sure if you guys are following me on TikTok tonight, you guys are heading over to my YouTube channel and subbing to me on there, because TikTok is not guaranteed to stay here. You guys all know that. You guys all know our next potential quote unquote band date is like June 19th or whatever it is. I know this whole thing's annoying and it's frustrating as heck, but if for whatever reason we lose this platform and you guys want to keep up with me, my YouTube is Mezzomat. The link is in my bio. Also, all my other socials are also in my bio as well. I always tell people that way you guys can stay with me, because we are also live streaming on YouTube as well tonight. So we'll always be live on both. So yeah, Odessa, you guys are getting crazy up here. You've got a pretty nasty little storm in your backyard here. The warning is just to the west of you, here at least on the west side of Odessa, Gardendale, Goldsmith. I feel like I've called these cities out a lot over the last couple of days here with the storms that we've been having. So just be mindful of that. Got a pretty decent little hook echo on it. The storm down here towards what is that? Pyote and Grand Falls also have some pretty decent hail on it. 1.25-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds as well. So, like I said, just be mindful of that as well. But as of right now, I'm really not impressed with tonight's setup. It looks like garbage right now on pen and paper. Excuse me. Shouldn't be any more rain for Kentucky this week. No, Kentucky should be okay. The Ohio Valley should be pretty chill. Still waiting to see if we're going to get a... Oh, we're not going to get another mesoscale on that, I don't think. Is the HER still trending? Yeah, tomorrow looks so sloppy. I am just not a fan of this convection tomorrow. Tomorrow was looking really good about 2 days ago, and then it trended down pretty significantly, so that is some good news. Like I said, guys, mostly hail and wind out there tonight. Not really anything tornadic going on right now. These storms are staying very, very much elevated. Just really keeping everything quiet. I'll stay at the storm that's here in Odessa for a minute. Mods, my weather team, you guys are doing awesome. I appreciate you guys for staying in here late. I do. I had a feeling tonight's overnight event wasn't going to be too crazy just because of it being nighttime and overconvection being potentially an issue. Yeah, Pecos, Texas, you guys are getting slammed right now with the wind and the hail. Just be very, very mindful of that. Do you think this will stay? As of right now, like I said, it can change within a heartbeat. And that's the thing about these storms here. It's a very favorable environment. So I don't know. I honestly can't really answer that question too well. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. But kind of right now what we're seeing here is this storm here in and around the Odessa radar is... It's trying. It's definitely trying to do some wonky things. It's not quite there yet, but it's trying. Yeah, and there it is. So this actually could be tornado warned, actually here in a few minutes potentially. So I would say if you're in Odessa, Texas, you need to be ready to go here in a few minutes if this does go tornado warned. I definitely think that this probably will be tornado warned here pretty soon, actually, given what we're seeing right now on radar. So if you are in Odessa, Texas, I would be getting ready to go here. I'd be ready. I know there's a lot of people in chat that are in Odessa, but this has a pretty decent potential on it. I mentioned that a few minutes ago. If a tornado warning comes out, it'll most likely be radar indicated. So if you get a tornado warning, that means you need to seek shelter. That's a bathroom, that's a closet, the most interior room in your house. You want to be in the middle of your house, not outside, because exterior walls can collapse if a tornado comes through. If you have a storm shelter or a, somewhere to go, then that's what you want to do. But this does have potential here for some rotation on it. I do want to go back. Let's look at... Not really, really impressive, but there's enough that this could be radar warned. I mean, this has got every look to it here. Odessa, Texas, guys. Guys, I promise. I'm not trying to scare. I'm not trying to do any of that. This is all real-time data. This is radar. Yep, I'm going to stay on the storm because this is the only storm that I've got right now that's got my look to it. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful hook echo feature here. This has got really decent potential on it. Let's look and see what our echo tops are doing. Yeah, echo tops are not too bad. If this tornado warning comes up, it's going to go into Odessa. So the severe thunderstorm warning is to cover the wind and the hail on the west side of the where your actual core of your storm is at. Your hook echo, this little hook that you're seeing here, this is where your tornado would be at if there is one. So this would be more than likely moving northeast parallel to Interstate 20. So this would go through Odessa. This would go into probably Midland because your actual storm base is moving north. So it's going to drag it to the northeast. Guys, it would go through Odessa. There's not really like a part of it. The warning would be covered for all of Odessa and probably Midland. We'll just have to wait and see what this does here in a minute. Still watching the storm down here as well, south of it, but this is going to be the one. So that's going to be potentially some rotation here on this storm. Look at that. There we go. A little bit better there. Ugh, that's sloppy, actually. Let me look at... Let me do it this way. I'm surprised they haven't tore past it yet. Yeah, there's definitely some rotation. It's not anything too intense right now. It definitely could be something here pretty soon. Very, very favorable environment here. I don't like the way that this looks. It doesn't look good. Not TikTok flagging me for whatever reason that was. That's great. I don't really care. It's fine. Okay. What Jenny Purr? Yeah, they flagged me for, I guess, they have this new thing where if you don't get enough gifts within a certain time period, they say they take away your gifting. I don't really care. I don't care. You guys are fine. I don't care about gifts. I appreciate it, but I don't care about it. You guys are good. I'm here to keep you guys safe, not take money from people. See, it still lets y'all gift. I don't understand what it's doing. It's weird. What do you do if you're in a hotel? You go to the most lowest level of that hotel, and I would be asking the front person what is protocol if you get a tornado warning, honestly. And this is disgusting. This is concerning. Really, really concerning right now in Odessa. I do not like this. I am not a fan of this whatsoever. This is gross. Yeah, this is gross. I'm actually really shocked that there's not a radar indicated tornado warning on this storm. And maybe even the southern one behind it too is also trying. If I was working in WS, I would have had this tornado warned already, but I don't know what their protocol is on this. So this will be headed into Odessa. No, there's no debris there's no CC on this at all. This is just a pretty nasty hook echo, but there is rotation on the storm. Jenny Purr, you're freaking adorable. My cat is so cute, I swear. She curls up in a little ball and she puts her hands over her paws over her eyes when she sleeps. And it's freaking adorable. Yeah, this is doing some shady things. This is shady. Winkler, you guys are seeing wind and hail right now. You're in a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds and I think 1.5-inch hails when I last checked at it a minute ago. Is SPC? Okay, SPC. I thought it updated for a minute. We're gonna get a new scan here in a second. These scan updates take about 2 to 3 minutes to update each time. Waiting for this next scan. That's also over top of the radar site too, so it's also going to look a little bit wonky. Yeah, there is also a little bit of rotation down here as well near Grand Falls. The second storm down here is also, 1.25-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Both of these storms have potential on them, and then there's still, that's not doing much. That's something else there. Yeah, so far right now, it's really just these two storms. There it is.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Is that the southern one or a different one? Is that the northern one here? Thank you guys for the gifts. Yep, there's the southern one. There it is. So that's the one we were just talking about here. That is going to be for Grand Falls, Texas, guys. Radar indicated tornado warning here for Grand Falls, Texas. If you were in this area, please be seeking shelter immediately. This is a radar indicated tornado warning. This is not on the ground as of now, but this could be here soon. Radar indicated means not on the ground physically, but I would not be shocked to see that here soon. Yep, so if you were in this area, Grand Falls, please be seeking shelter, guys. Which means they're probably going to warn that northern one here pretty soon. All right, let's do some looking at this here and see what we've got. It's really not that impressive of rotation on this storm either. These are very light end rotational areas. So you've got your inflow, you've got your outflow. That's where your tornado is. I mean, it's going right towards Grand Falls. Manifesting, by the way, thank you for the Night Star. I appreciate the gift. I appreciate all the gifts, guys. Okay. So once again, guys, Grand Falls, Texas. Let me get the county here. That might actually help. We've got, Eastern Reeves County, Southeastern Ward County, and West Central Crane County in this tornado warning. This expires at 1 a.m. Central Time, so we've got 30 minutes on this warning. I do not have a correlation coefficient yet on this, so that is also some good news. This weak rotation. The rotation up here in Odessa also still looks a little bit wishy-washy. It's also near the radar, so we're kind of waiting to see what that's going to do up there. Yeah, just enough rotation to get that tornado warning out here. So that's going to be headed east towards Grand Falls, and then eventually Crane, and then, maybe even after that, potentially toward Rankin. So very, very weak rotation on this storm. Odessa, they completely took your severe thunderstorm warning away. I don't know why they did that, but that's interesting. So once again, if you're joining in stream, guys, and you were in Grand Falls, Texas, this is a radar indicated tornado warning for you guys, meaning the potential for a tornado is there. These storms are struggling tonight. They really are, which is good. I think there's a lot of things that are working against. Might also be the dew points aren't that great. So we're going to keep it on this tornado warning here, guys. Got about 29 minutes on this tornado warning here. This will expire at 1 a.m. Central Time. Yeah, Odessa, you guys are getting some wind, some hail up there. It looked like this was going to try and produce a potential tornado, but as of right now, it does not look like that's going to happen. So hopefully we'll keep that away from you guys. That would be great news. Yeah, whatever rotation was there is gone. So that is good news. We're more focused on this warning to the south of you guys here. Once again, for Grand Falls, Texas. Pecos, you guys are getting some wind and some rain right now and some hail, lots of lightning. Your storm is actually almost out of your viewing area up there, so. So I'm going to stay on this tornado warning here, guys, because this is what we've got right now. These storms are still struggling regardless, even though this is tornado warned. Yeah, if you guys are in Odessa, be safe. It's not the only storm you're going to get tonight. Golly, the hail core just exploded on this thing. They got 1.5 inch hail on that. Yeah, starting to see the rotation come just a little bit quicker together here too. So you've got your outflow, you've got your inflow here, just a little bit more better way of seeing where that spin is circulating at. This is basically along Highway 18 headed towards Grand Falls. I'm still not seeing CC on that, so yeah, the rotation is picking up, definitely picking up here. Lot stronger of an inflow developing with this here, so this is gonna be close. This is gonna be real interesting. If you are in Grand Falls, Texas, guys, you've got to be in your safe place. This is coming right for y'all there in Grand Falls. Sheesh. For people that are not in warnings, guys, I'll run over risk zones for everybody here in just a few minutes. I'm waiting on the Storm Prediction Center to update the risk zone for today. Technically for today, that'll start at 7 a.m. That information will be coming in here like literally pretty soon. All right, so still got hail at 1.5 inches. Rotation still looking pretty good. Let's go to the next reflectivity scan. Yeah, the storm up in Odessa. So Midland and Odessa, you are now in a severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So it's going to get pretty windy here in Odessa. The good news is whatever rotation this storm was trying to produce that could have done a tornado is gone. So we're just looking at damaging winds and some hail out of this storm. So Midland, Interstate 20 from Odessa to Midland is going to get whacked with this. So just be very mindful of that. Also, there'll be another round of storms that comes in behind this. Couple more storms could be coming in. But other than that, potentially looking at another storm over here near Ozona. But this is our main tornado warning storm currently right now. So that's in Grand Falls, Texas. I'm still not seeing anything on CC. Thank you guys for all the follows. I appreciate all the love. Y'all are awesome. Thank you guys for all the taps. Y'all are crushing the likes. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you guys, if you're following me on TikTok, that you guys are subscribed to me over on YouTube. It is free to sub over there. We're also live on YouTube. We dual stream at both at the same time. I'm really trying to get that YouTube channel up and going as well. We're almost at 3,000 subs over there. So if you guys would like to stick with me for the long run, eventually at some point, depending on what happens with TikTok's fate down the future, we'll probably be over on the tube at some time in the future full time. So if you guys would like to keep up with me in the future, make sure you guys are subscribed over there, because that's where you're going to have me for the long run. That is the biggest thing. I also post a lot more longer videos on there in terms of like deep breakdowns. So just a heads up. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff that's going to be coming to the future over there as well. A lot of cool stuff. Eric, thank you for all the TikToks. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for all the gifts. You guys do not have to gift. Don't worry about spending your money. I appreciate it, but it is not needed. I am here to give weather information to guys to keep you all safe. I do not need y'all's money for it. I do appreciate it, though. So, like I said, once this Storm Prediction Center updates for today's risk zone that goes here into Tuesday, I'll talk about it. We're probably going to get off stream, guys, between 1 and 1:30. I would like to get a couple hours of sleep. That way I can get a forecast video out for you guys tomorrow morning and then stream. We're going to stream most of the day tomorrow. And then we'll be kind of on severe weather break for a couple of days because tomorrow's kind of our last day of severe weather for a while. So I would like to be able to cover Dallas, cover Louisiana, cover East Texas tomorrow. So the big story for tonight, guys, in West Texas is going to be large hail and damaging winds. There is a couple of chance that we could see a couple of tornadoes if storms can become surface based. This storm right now here in Texas that is currently tornado warned is struggling tremendously to become extremely tornadic. It is tornado warned here, like I said, in Grand Falls, but very, very difficult right now. Very difficult with what we're seeing with this. So that's a good thing. We like that. We like to see that. Odessa, you guys are in a severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Also the same for Midland. Absolutely, Jen. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all y'all for the support. Y'all are awesome. If you guys don't know, the reason why I'm so exhausted, we did do a live stream today prior to this stream for 6 hours. We were on covering Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida. We were on for 6 hours today between 3 p.m. this afternoon and 9 p.m. I got off and took an hour break, and then we've been on here again for another 2 hours. So that's why I'm like, if I wouldn't have streamed earlier this afternoon to cover the other areas, I'd be on here longer tonight. But I'm already like at that point. So I'm trying to make it as long as I can on here for you guys tonight. But the good news is y'all will have me tomorrow, so. So, all right. Got about 20 minutes left on this tornado warning. I'm continuing to refresh SPC to see if that day one is coming out yet. It should be here pretty soon. We can chat about it. If I was a robot, guys, I would sit here and do this 24/7 for you all, but it's hard. Just make sure if you guys go to bed tonight, if you're in Texas, West and Central Texas, just have a way to get alerts on your phones. NOAA weather radios have those set up. Those are always good go-tos. Just be knowable on what's going on. There's going to be lots of wind and lots of hail out there. Hopefully not a lot of tornadoes. These storms, like I said, are really struggling to produce tornadoes tonight, which is always awesome to hear, because if that was not the case, we would be looking at multiple large tornadoes on the ground. The environment tonight is very favorable for that, but it just doesn't look like things are all coming together right now. DFW, you'll be getting storms around sunrise tomorrow morning. Maybe a little bit sooner than that, potentially. Did we get a... Hold on a second. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, sorry, y'all. I had to check something real quick. Yeah, a bunch of lightning. I bet there is lots of lightning up in Midland and Odessa right now. That storm is definitely a very strong storm up there for sure. All right, guys, still looking at Grand Falls here. Getting ready to take the brunt of this here. God, I wish there was another radar down here. This sucks so much. The radar coverage in Texas is awful, awful, awful. All right, so pending what SPC does, guys, here in a few minutes, and pending what this tornado warned storm does, will depend on what we do here in a few minutes. But I do appreciate you guys for hanging out tonight. Make sure y'all come back into the stream tomorrow. Make sure you guys come into the stream on Thursday. I'm going to do a whole tutorial on how to look at weather models, how to read radar, just all that stuff in general. Super, super excited about that. Also, like I said as well, if you are interested and want to, you guys can message me. I have online, or not online, what's the word? I have one-on-one coaching sessions in terms of like in-depth coverage. If you're interested in something weather related or you want clarification on something, just send me a message and I'll get with you on that as well. So yeah, Odessa, you guys are getting some wind and some hail right now. Nothing tornadic. It's definitely windy. It's definitely raining right now. Lots of lightning for sure. But most of the storms, besides the tornado warning here in Grand Falls, is for wind and for hail. Most of Texas tonight will see wind and hail. There is the chance for a couple of tornadoes. Like I said, we're almost at 1 a.m. Central Time here, and we've only had one tornado warning within the last 3 hours. So that is a good thing. Radar Omega is crashing out. There we go. I bet tomorrow is going to go enhanced. We'll see. We'll see what happens. yeah, Midland and Odessa, you guys are in a severe thunderstorm warning for wind and for hail. Nothing too crazy, nothing normal, unnormal for you guys. Is there a chance for tornadoes? Yes, 2 and 5% chance. The further east you go, the lesser tornado risk is. I believe we're looking at... Let me pull it up here. Where's my tornado probabilities? Yeah, so the 5% tornado risk does go all the way down here to the San Angelo area. So pretty big, 5%. But as these storms go east, northeast here, that tornado risk will go down a little bit. But it's also going to depend on what tomorrow's risk zone is once that updates here in a few minutes. That's what I'm waiting to see is tomorrow's risk zone. Okay. Back to our tornado warning here. We've got about 13 minutes left on this warning, and they went ahead and already issued a severe thunderstorm warning out in front of this, so that basically means that tornado warning should expire. Yeah, absolutely, Nelson. Not a problem. Not a problem, bud. My weather app says tornadic signatures in east. Well, there's not really a tornadic signature, I would say, with this storm perceivably. There might be a little bit of rotation here near Odessa, but as of right now, it doesn't look like anything to be freaking out over. The storm's been trying for a while now, and it's not quite doing that. Weather apps are wonky, guys. Unless you have an actual radar app, like Radar Omega, My Radar, or anything that's actually just radar-driven, weather apps are not the greatest when it comes to radar coverage. If you're, like, looking at the Weather Channel or, like, some of these knockoff weather apps, please do not use the Weather Channel as your weather radar app. It is awful, awful, awful. Makes me sick to my stomach, if you want me honest with you. The radar apps, not people. The radar app does. It's awful. It is very inaccurate. It's never been right. Now, at least even when there's a storm over top. So you can get My Radar in the App Store, the Google Play. It's free. Radar Omega is another good one. That's what's up on the top right of your screen, so showing satellite. You have to initially buy it. I think it's like $5 or $6 to buy, and then you can purchase a subscription. There's Radar Scope. Yeah, My Radar is good. I like My Radar. Yeah, it's awesome. There's different ones out there. All right. I'm not officially partnered with a radar app, so I don't have like one that I can like 100% like say, oh, this is amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. I'm using a software, guys. It's called WSV3. I'm actually partnered with them. This is a very, very hard software on computers. So if you have a laptop or a MacBook, this will make your computer crash. If you don't have like an actual PC that can run really good graphics or anything, this is going to break your computer like it is like a million pieces. It is going to shatter it. It's a good software. It's called WSV3. It's about $25 a month. But it will shatter your computer if it cannot hold good graphics. It will make it look like it'll evaporate your CPU board and everything. It'll be gone. So, yeah, Midland, Odessa, you guys are almost done with that round of storms you guys got up there. Storm is still there. It's still potentially trying. Looks like you're going to get some rain, some wind. They did warn this whole entire line to the west of you guys, so you're going to get this other push of storms behind this, and then after that, you're pretty much done. So, like I said, what I'm noticing now is, like I said, wind, hail, Nothing too ridiculously crazy. And then this one tornado warning still got about 9 minutes left on it. So, pending what SPC does here in a few minutes and what we're looking at on radar, we'll run over what SPC has, and then we'll probably call it a night, guys. That way I can get some sleep, a couple hours of sleep, and then we'll be back on here tomorrow morning. I should have a forecast video out for you guys on YouTube and here on TikTok by no later than 9 a.m. Central Time. And then if storms are ongoing and we're getting severe weather, if we're actually getting severe weather, after that video is posted tomorrow morning, I'll hop on and get on and cover for the day. If we don't have any warnings ongoing, then we'll probably wait until warnings initiate. I try to wait to get on stream until it looks like we're going to start to get warnings, because general thunderstorms are general thunderstorms. Everybody's going to be okay with that. But I try to time my streams right when things are about to initiate. So, Pecos, you're pretty much just about done. I would say you guys could go to sleep. Just have alerts on your phones just in case some wild stuff happens. Also, guys, Jenny Purr is wanting all of the attention right now, so you guys can see Jenny Purr. This is our merch cat. She is on one of the t-shirts and the stickers in the merch shop. Make sure y'all go check that out. This is one of my 4 babies. This is Jenny Purr. Literally Jenny Purr. Are you gonna say hi to people? Are you just gonna be a butthole tonight? But that's Jenny Purr. She is known for bombing the live streams. She's ready for me to go to bed. Every time she's ready to go to bed and she wants me to go to bed with her, she'll sit there on the bed and curl up in a ball, and she's ready to go. So, yep. And she can go flying for a little bit. There we go. So yeah, that cat will not sleep without me. I don't even know why, but she does. Also, guys, if you guys have not checked out the Mesomat merch, make sure y'all go do that. We just dropped the merch shop last night. So make sure y'all go check that out. Or it was, yeah, 2 nights ago. Sorry, 2 nights. No, it was last night. It was last night. Yeah, make sure y'all go check that out, please. The link is in my bio, mesomatwx.com. Go check the merch out. Lots of really cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff. See, and then she just comes back for more. So, all right, I'm waiting for SPC to do this update. They are taking forever. So there must be something big changing with tomorrow's forecast if that's happening. We've got about 7 minutes left on this tornado warning here in Grand Falls. Grand Falls, Texas is where this warning is at. Outside of that, guys, Midland, Odessa, you're getting severe storms. Odessa, you're almost done with this first round of storms, but you're about to get some more wind and some more hail behind this. Yeah, the one in Grand Falls is not, it's going east. It's going towards Crane. So most of these storms, guys, like I said, are either going east or northeast. These are moving east, northeast, and then sort of east, northeast here. So a little bit of different motion here, but nothing too crazy. Lubbock, you guys are outside of the major severe weather risk zone. Very small chance of a tornado tonight. I don't see much happening up there. I just don't see much. Lufkin, Ashley, you guys will be tomorrow. If you are in Central or Eastern Texas, it'll be 7 a.m. to about 7 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. And I'm going to get up in the morning, like I said, and cover that for you guys. So. Jenny Pars. So pending when SBC decides to do this update, they are literally taking forever. So Grand Falls got about 5 more minutes left on this tornado warning before this is done and over with here for you guys. At least that warning is. Yeah, they may. I don't see them doing an extension, but they could. These storms are definitely underdoing tonight. Not the day 2 outlook. That's crazy. They put the day 2 outlook first, which is interesting. New Mexico, your storms are almost over with. It's going to be Texas tonight. Houston, Texas, guys, you're not going to see storms probably until about lunchtime tomorrow, between noon and about 3 p.m. All modes of severe weather will be possible for Texas tomorrow, for Houston. That's all the information I have for you guys in Houston right now. Right, we got 4 minutes on this tornado warning. Timing for Dallas, you could see storms as soon as 4 a.m. or as late as 8 a.m. Around that time frame. No tornadoes in Midland right now, just hail and wind. This is the only tornado warning storm we've got right now. I would say Odessa's probably not going to be storm free until after 3 or 4 a.m. So these storms are moving super, super slow. Odessa, you still got multiple rounds of storms coming through. If you guys need to go to sleep, just have alerts on your phones that'll wake you up if you get a tornado warning. Just have, like I said, and just have a no weather radio ready to go. So, because I'm gonna have to get off here, guys, and once we get the day 1 outlook out, that way I can get some sleep. I've been live streaming for almost 9 hours today. I've been up since about 7 o'clock this morning, so I'm at that point. I would like to stream for you guys tomorrow and be alive and not dead. So that's my goal. Looks like we're gonna get a lot of wind and a lot of hail tonight across Texas, as expected. A couple tornadoes still can't be ruled out, but I think we're dodging a big bullet tonight, which is good. Most of these storms are staying elevated. So this warning will probably expire here in just a minute. I'd say Odessa, Odessa, your storms actually should be done before 2 a.m. Between 2 and 3 a.m. here. Did somebody just tell me to look at the radar? I am looking at the radar. No, I'm looking at a bucket of spilled paint. That's crazy. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, the chat's been wild tonight. The chat's been wild all day today. I appreciate y'all in the chat that are genuinely respectful and nice. There have been some awfully rude people today, which it's normal. It happens. The weather brings out the wild people. But damn. No, you're fine. You guys are fine. I was just speaking in general as a whole. Today's been interesting. Guys, y'all, Rochelle made a new t-shirt today. I gotta show y'all this real quick. This is so funny. Y'all gotta see this. This is our newest merch. This is our newest shirt on the merch store here. We were covering Ohio tonight and had somebody salty in the stream that came in that ended up getting blocked out of the stream because they were literally rude as hell. And so I said, I don't even remember what I said, but I said something really wild. And then I said, this lovely slogan, where is it at? Where is it at? Where's it at? There it is. I said, I said, I said, you're supposed to salt the roads, not the people. I just randomly said it on stream. And then chat goes, merch idea. And so Rochelle made this custom t-shirt that says, you're supposed to salt the roads, not people. So if y'all want to buy this shirt or the sticker in the item or in the merch shop, go get it, because I thought this was absolutely insane. Earlier when we had did this. So if y'all are interested in the merch shop, make sure y'all go check that out. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there that my lovely significant other has put in there. So definitely go check this stuff out. Wild stuff in there for sure. And that tornado warning in Texas has expired. So no longer looking at any tornado warnings. We've got wind, we've got hail. Still a pretty massive supercell out here producing about 2-inch diameter hail. So I'm waiting. We should have this new Outlook update any minute in terms of for tomorrow. There's Roro. Yeah, guys, the t-shirts are $15 a piece. And just it goes up just a slight little bit in terms of like the sizes, but we made it to where like I want you guys to understand something. Me and Rochelle do not care about profiting off of merch. We want you guys to buy the merch to support. We want you guys to enjoy it. Our biggest goals are to have you guys just wear it. We want you guys to wear it. So shirts are $15. I think the most expensive thing on there is the hoodie, and I think it's $35. But there's caps on there. There's stickers. The stickers are like $1 to $3 a piece. Like, we're going to continue to keep it cheap. That way you guys can get that stuff. That's our biggest goals when we started doing merch, is to just put it out there, have y'all buy it. We've already had 11 orders since it opened up yesterday. So it's going, it's doing the thing. And I'm very much happy with it. We're not going to be overpricing or doing like $40 for a t-shirt. Like, you got to be freaking kidding me. That's insane. Insanity. Yeah, it goes towards stream upgrades. It goes towards... I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? Y'all that have been watching stream for a while know I'm in school for meteorology. Like, it's that simple. Right now, I took this semester off. There's a lot going on in our weather world and in general with... I'm going to say it one time. This isn't to have a politics conversation, but with politics, it's allowing my schooling degree to be harder to accomplish than what it was, say, last year or a couple of years ago. I'm a big believer in going through college without debt. I'm technically, like I said, in my 3rd year of school. I've just about got my 2-year degree wrapped up. But I'm a big believer in going into school and not having to, like I said, go off of scholarships and not having to pay out of, just either paying out of pocket and not asking for loans or going into debt. And some people do it. It happens. You do what you got to do for you. But I've always been a believer in that. And so I'm trying to avoid that from happening. So until I can accumulate enough money to pay out of pocket for school, I'm not going to go finish school until that happens. I don't want to end up having thousands and thousands of dollars in debt with paying that all back and being in a financially unstable situation to get my degree done. So you guys respect me enough. We're almost at 100,000 followers. We're growing like crazy. We're monetizing. So I'm hoping that whatever we gain from streams and all of that stuff, whatever y'all gift, whatever y'all do, like I said, it's not required. Y'all do what you guys can do. That goes towards my school funding. That goes towards merch upgrades or stream upgrades, all that stuff, etc. Whenever I'm able to go back to school, I'm able to go back to school. But I enjoy doing this for you guys full time. So whether I get my degree finished or not, it's up in the air. But I think y'all trust me and believe in enough to give y'all a pretty damn good weather forecast. And that's what I'm going to continue to do for the rest of the time that I'm on this planet. Regardless of if I have a sheet of paper or a thing hanging up on my wall that says you're a degreed meteorologist. I don't think I need that. There are multiple weather enthusiasts and non-degreed people that do exactly what I do that have high-end respect. I have a lot of meteorologists. Y'all have seen a couple come in stream tonight that highly respect me. I have a lot of storm chasers that highly respect me. I'm quiet in the weather world, but I'm known by a lot of people, and I'm going to keep it that way for the rest of my life. So whether or not I have a degree or not is not really going to keep me from doing what I do. You can actually pretty much get a degree by watching YouTube videos on how to learn how photographs work or how to read models or how to forecast weather. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars to, go to get a degree. So is it going to be nice to get it one day? Absolutely. I want to, but until that opportunity presents itself the right way is when I'm going to finish that degree. So that's that said and done. So that's my life in a nutshell right now, basically, guys. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. They went enhanced for tomorrow with a 10% hatched tornado risk. I fucking knew that was going to happen. Damn it. Damn. I was trying to think that they were not going to do that tomorrow, but they did it anyways. All right, we'll go over this outlook here in a minute, guys, and then I'm going to get off here and get some sleep because we have a way bigger day tomorrow than what tonight is. We're going to have to be on here super early tomorrow morning, which I'm going to have to probably post one of the quickest videos I've posted in my life. Oh, this is going to be a fun day tomorrow. This is going to be so much fun. Oh, I feel so bad for South Central Texas tomorrow. All right, guys, here is our risk zone. This risk zone is for Tuesday, okay? This is for Tuesday. This risk zone starts at 7 a.m. Central Time, so here in 6 hours, okay? The biggest upgrade for tomorrow is a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk here for Austin, Texas, Waco, Lufkin. This is just outside of Houston, Texas, like borderline Houston here, okay? You guys know we have a level 3 enhanced risk tonight. The reason why that level 3 enhanced risk tonight is out is for hail. Tomorrow is a tornado-driven enhanced risk zone, meaning long track, we're not going to say long track. Strong tornadoes, EF2 are possible in that level 3 enhanced risk zone for tomorrow afternoon. I think this marginal risk zone extends out to Texas. This basically starts for morning time storms. Dallas, Fort Worth, you're in a level 2 risk. It has not changed for you guys. It's the same risk zone as it was earlier. You're in a 5% tornado risk. I will mention, though, here's that tornado risk. A small 10% hatched tornado risk. What that yellow hatched region means, College Station, Texas, the Woodlands, very, very, I would almost consider Houston in that because you guys are basically borderline in that. Getting into Temple, Conroe, Texas, if you were in that 10% hatch tornado risk, you have a 10% chance within a 25-mile radius of every single point in that area of seeing an EF2 plus tornado tomorrow. Is it going to happen? It's a percentage, guys. The atmosphere is favorable. I knew this was probably going to happen. I was just trying to think that they were going to be optimistic on it. But there is a chance for strong tornadoes tomorrow. This starts tomorrow, midday through afternoon hours. We're clearly going to have to get on here and cover this. We've now got Louisiana in a 5% tornado risk tomorrow. Lafayette, Dallas, Houston, Austin, Texas, Baton Rouge, Pasadena. You're now in a 5%. So this goes well into Louisiana tomorrow night. So we've got a very, very long day tomorrow ahead of us for severe weather. 5% tornado risk for Dallas, Fort Worth, Waco, San Antonio, Austin, outskirts there, getting into central and southern Louisiana, and then a 2% tornado risk that extends all the way out to New Orleans and out here towards Wichita Falls and Lubbock. So remember, this first part of this is going to start around 7 a.m., go through about midday here in Texas, central Texas, and then by mid-evening here, we're pushing this through Louisiana. So, timing, guys, like I said, is still very optimistic. A lot of the model runs are having a very, very hard idea on how to grasp tomorrow's situation because of how tonight's unfolding. So if you're in risk zones tomorrow, here's the best answer I have for everybody. And this is going to suck, and this is not something, what's the word I'm trying to think of here? I don't even know what I'm thinking of here for a second. Basically what I'm getting at here in a nutshell is if you're in a risk zone tomorrow, your risk zones could start as soon as 7 a.m. for the western regions that are in that risk zone. So basically central Texas, and then, by noon and by afternoon, this goes into, Austin, Waco, Lufkin. So we'll talk more about those timings tomorrow when we get a little bit more details. That's your tornado risk. Wind threat tomorrow is very low, 15% and 5% for winds up to 60 miles per hour. We do have a little 5% wind risk up here into the northeast. Be mindful of that. And then the hail risk is hatched for tomorrow. So we could see some large hail from just east of Lubbock down through Abilene here, outside of Fort Worth into San Antonio, Austin. This means hail could be exceeding, 2 to 3 inches in diameter. And then outside of that, 1 to 2 inch diameter hail. So the tornado risk tomorrow is tornado driven. Let me read what we've got here. Okay. It says severe thunderstorms are likely today. This is going to be for Tuesday. Across parts of the southern plains into the lower Mississippi Valley. Some storms will be capable of producing severe gusts, large to very large hail, and tornadoes. Strong tornadoes will be possible. That's EF2 plus potential. Isolated strong to severe storms will hail. Marginally severe gusts will also occur in the North Mid-Atlantic. That's up in the Northeast. Golly. This is so interesting for tomorrow. Says, I'm not going to read all of this in depth here, but it says a warm front will more than likely be moving slowly northward across central and southeast Texas tomorrow afternoon through midday, or midday through tomorrow afternoon. It says upper 60 to 70 degree dew points will be possible, as well as as surface temperatures warm during the day. Strong instability is forecast to develop. The models are in reasonably good agreement with NL Cape. That's instability from 3,000 to 4,000 joules per kilogram. So we have ample instability for tomorrow. That's not an issue whatsoever. Dew points are also not going to be an issue. In addition, the mid-level jet will be moving over the southern plains, creating strong deep layer shear, favorable for supercells. In response, a 40 to 50 knot low-level jet is forecast to develop across southeast Texas. Forecast soundings to the northwest of the Houston area increase 0 to 3 kilometer storm relative helicity into the 350 to 400 meters per second squared range. That is intense updraft rotation potential with these storms. So it's not going to take much to get these storms producing tornadoes tomorrow. A few strong tornadoes will be possible within parts of the air mass that heat up the most and remain undisturbed into early afternoon. MCS, which is mesoscale convective scale system development, appears likely during the afternoon hours across Texas. Rotating storms within the MCS will be capable of large hail, severe gusts. This threat should spread eastward into the lower Mississippi River Valley through the late afternoon and early evenings. So, yeah, guys, we get a long day tomorrow. And then a small little marginal risk was outed to southern Texas for wind and hail on Wednesday. And then after that, we should see really not much of a severe weather risk zone at all. So, guys, I am going to wrap up the stream. That way I can get some sleep. The good news is we got a couple storms out there producing some low-end wind, some low-end hail. Most of these warnings are dropping. Odessa, Midland, you're going to get one more round of storms here. But what a big underperformer. And this might be potentially what makes tomorrow go a little bit bigger than what was originally forecasted. So we got a big day tomorrow, guys. Y'all get some sleep. If you were in West Central Texas tonight and you're in front of these storms, have alerts on your phones, have NOAA weather radio set up. We're going to be live early tomorrow morning, mid-morning, I would say. We probably should be live no later than 10 to 11 a.m. If I can get on sooner than that, I will. Just depends on the kids, depends on when I get videos put out for you guys. Make sure y'all follow. I'll have a forecast video out tomorrow morning. I appreciate all the follows, guys. We gained 218 followers tonight. Huge, huge, huge plus. I appreciate you guys. 24,000 likes. 2.5k gifts. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are freaking awesome. For all y'all that also subbed over on YouTube, I appreciate you guys as well. Thank you for my weather team for being in here super late. Y'all go get some sleep. We got a long day tomorrow. If y'all, one more biggest thing, I will offer this again too. Best free weather app, AccuWeather. There's WeatherWise as well that just came out. My radar is a good one to have in terms of radar. Yeah, my radar's perfect there for radar coverage, all that, etc. One more big thing, guys. If you are interested in 101 one-on-one coaching sessions on just anything weather related, anything you want to know, send me a message. I will be having those starting on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. For anybody that's interesting, it'll be $20 an hour if you were interested in lessons, but I will be offering that for anybody that is interested. So other than that, on Thursday afternoon, we will have a full-on tutorial on how to run weather models in general as a live stream. So I'll do that one time for you guys, and then that'll be recorded on YouTube, so you guys can actually go back and watch that on YouTube as well if you were interested. So other than that, guys, I love y'all. Be safe, be weather aware. I'll see you guys back in here tomorrow morning. Get some sleep, don't stress too much. We got a big day tomorrow, guys. Big old day tomorrow in terms of severe weather. So I love y'all. Be safe, be weather aware. We'll see you guys tomorrow.